money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today.
UPI reports Purdue Pharma, maker of the prescription drug OxyContin, announced it is decreasing its sales staff and will no longer market opioid drugs to doctors. The pharmaceutical company said it will cut its sales force by more than 50%, leaving about 200 people remaining in the department. Purdue Pharma said in a statement, "We have restructured and significantly reduced our commercial operation and will no longer be promoting opioids to prescribers." Purdue head of medical affairs, Monica Korsinski, said the company also plans to run all questions through its medical affairs department as part of its efforts to support responsible opioid use. Korsinski wrote in a letter to prescribers, "Effective Monday, February 12, 2018, our field sales organization will no longer be visiting your offices to engage you in discussions about our opioid products. Requests for information about our opioid products will be handled through direct communication with the highly experienced healthcare professionals that comprise our medical affairs department." The restructuring comes amid lawsuits filed by attorneys general in Ohio, Alabama, and Washington, who allege Purdue Pharma has exacerbated the opioid drug addiction crisis through its sale and marketing of OxyContin. The lawsuit says Purdue misled prescribers and the public by marketing opioids as a safe substitute for non-addictive pain medications such as ibuprofen and contributed to an increase in heroin use. Purdue vigorously denies any misconduct, saying it has consistently followed the CDC's opioid guidelines, including not recommending opioids as a first option.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
Reuters reports a federal investigation into the death of a U.S. Border Patrol agent in Texas has found no evidence that he was attacked, as President Donald Trump suggested at the time, but may have died from a fall, according to an internal federal agency memo. The message from Kevin McAleenan, acting head of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, to his staff said an exhaustive probe into the death of Agent Rogelio Martinez was still underway, but had not yet turned up any signs that he was the victim of a crime. McAleenan wrote in the memo, "We do not know all the answers at this time. However, according to the FBI, currently none of the completed interviews, locations searched, or collected and analyzed evidence have produced evidence that would support the existence of a scuffle, altercation, or attack." Stephen Garland, another agent who survived, was with Martinez about 130 miles southeast of El Paso, Texas on November 19th when they suffered head injuries and broken bones. Garland's injuries have left him unable to recall the incident.
You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com.
This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
Like most married couples, Dale and Barbara Patterson like to shake things up from time to time. The couple of 12 years says they've been able to keep their relationship spontaneous and interesting by bickering in all sorts of different positions and even different rooms.
There was a while there when our petty nitpicking got pretty predictable. Dale would finish harping on some stupid bullshit first, and before I had time to get a word in, he would just let out a groan, roll over, and fall asleep. Now he really takes his time ripping me a new one over every little thing.
Yeah, we'll just pounce on each other the second we get home from work in the evening. And then just go right back at it in the morning. I mean, sometimes we'll look at each other directly in the eyes when we're having an argument. Other times she turns her back on me and I just scream at her from behind.
We're not exactly shy about doing it in public anymore. Dale gets pretty worked up when there are people around who could be watching or listening.
I still can't believe you forgot.
Not now.
Oh, come on.
I said not now.
Oh,
what?
Don't even.
Don't even what? I asked.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live. You can dial toll free and join us right here on the radio waves. Our number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. And you can Skype into the show at Skype username LRN.FM. With you in the studio tonight, it's Ian,
Melanie,
and Darryl.
Of course, you can bring up whatever you want. We've got interesting things to discuss here tonight. Everything from people eating dogs in Korea.
What kind of dogs?
I don't know about that. They have certain dogs that are intended for food, but I couldn't tell you what their breeds, if any, that they are. We can talk more about that coming up here, but also, Melanie, you had a story about some young people at a government school, middle school it sounds like, who've been told that at the upcoming school dance, they have to say yes, or they can't say no when somebody asks them to dance. And that sounds pretty outrageous. So we're going to start there here tonight. But, of course, you're welcome to join us. Our toll-free number, if you want to bring up what's on your mind, is 855-450-FREE like freedom, 855-450-3733. Or you can Skype in at Skype username LRN.FM or call us on the on-air call-in line on our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. So what's the story? Where's it coming from?
So this woman's daughter came home and told her that, and she is in 6th grade, which according to this article is 11 and 12 years old.
Okay.
And told her mother that the school said that there was a dance coming up, and if a boy asked her to dance, she wasn't allowed to say no. And the mother assumed that there was some kind of misunderstanding, that's really
crazy.
what happened.
Yeah.
So she called the school and said, my daughter said she's not allowed to say no to a dance. What really happened? And the school's like, no, that's what happened. So their explanation of that is that they did, in fact, tell people that they were not allowed to say no if someone asked them to dance.
Wow.
And that it is because it promotes kindness.
Okay.
Yeah, the mother made the really asinine comment that she can see where they're coming from, but still obviously has a problem with that. So, yeah, according to the government, you are obligated to dance with whoever wants to dance with you.
That seems pretty outrageous.
So I pulled up an article here that I believe to be the original report from KMVT in Utah.
Okay.
Which is where
this was
is.
In Utah?
Yes.
Wow. That's like the
Utah
last place.
Utah is usually
anti-dancing.
Dancing,
right. They actually had, there literally was a story out of St. George where we used to have an affiliate that we talked about a couple years ago where the government cracked down on illegal dancing. There was going to be a dance party at like a roller rink or something like that, and the government went in and raided the dance party.
I remember that because like the fathers might wind up lusting upon the high school girls or something.
I don't remember what the excuse was. I don't know if there was any such excuse like that. It was, it was an ordinance or whatever that prohibited dancing unless in licensed establishments. One of those kind of things.
Yeah. So it's school dance. Lane Finley with the Weber School District confirms the rule and says it's meant to teach students how to be inclusive.
That's not really the area of your life in which you should be inclusive.
Well, now why is that?
So that causes STDs and babies.
Well, now wait a minute. Dancing?
The area of your life, not the specific activity.
But because that's the old argument, right? Is that the old argument against dancing is that it's going to lead to other things.
Yep.
Right? So
it's not that it's going to lead to other things, but we're talking about a dance. Like, we're not talking about like square dancing or something like that. We're talking about a dance,
slow dance,
that type of dancing.
Hey,
it's kind of my rule of thumb is if you wouldn't do it with your mom, it's not platonic. So this. Is dancing going to cause you to become pregnant? No, but it's not platonic, so it's not the area of your life in which you just want to be all-inclusive.
And what's most disturbing here is that these are the same schools, presumably, that are teaching people about don't rape. Right? They should be teaching people that you are in charge of your body. You get to decide whether or not, you want to do something with it and another person.
The last thing the state's going to tell you is that you're in charge of you.
Well, I see what you're saying there, but in the context of, teaching kids not to sexually assault one another, I think that there would be some level of, hey, your body is your body. You don't, let people touch it who you don't want to. And now they're breaking that rule by saying you have to allow anybody who wants to dance with you to dance with you. So very disturbing story.
Yeah, and the mom says, again, talking about the inclusive and promoting kindness. She says, I do see it from their perspective when it comes to that, but there are other ways, many other ways, to teach children how to be accepting than with a social dance.
Yeah.
This sends a bad message to girls that they have to say yes, and it sends a bad message to boys that girls can't say no.
Yeah. To me, it's just absolutely insane.
Yeah, and anyone who sees their perspective on this is also a horrible person.
The school's perspective, that is.
Yes.
If you want to join us here, the toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. I mean, obviously, the solution here is get your kids out of government school, or at the very least, don't let them go to the dance, right? Because if you're not at the dance, then you can't be asked to dance, and you won't be in violation of the rules in that particular case. I mean, part and parcel of the idea of freedom, and of course, I agree with you, Melanie, government schools are not about freedom. They're about inculcating obedience. They're about teaching people, what it's like to be told what to do and how to obey orders and all of that. One of the key elements of freedom is the freedom to say no to something. It's a basic element of, freedom.
Yeah, and the mother in this story says, my daughter keeps coming to me saying, I can't say no to boys.
Whoa.
That's a message that kids are getting from the school.
That's what the state said.
Yeah, that's scary stuff. So again, get your kids out of government school. I mean, what else do you want? Because it's just going to keep getting worse. All the rules and the zero tolerance and now mandatory dancing, very, very disturbing. And why anybody would put their kids in a government school, I really, it just seems to be out of pure laziness because you're not willing to, do something else or try to figure something else out. I know that one of the excuses is frequently that they can't afford it. To me, it would seem like you can't afford not to. If you can't afford,
which also doesn't make sense because last time the internet is like $50 a month, and you're probably, even though government school is free, there's still costs for supplies and fees for various things and whatever.
If by free you mean about somewhere between half to 2/3 of your property tax bill goes to pay for it,
right? But
then
that's
yes,
not the cost of government school. That's the cost of not having overthrown the government yet. You're paying that whether you have kids in school or not. So the cost of government school, the marginal cost of government school is whatever you're paying for gas and supplies and various fees.
855-450-FREE like freedom. We've also got Skype. The Skype username is LRN.FM. I mean, who could possibly support this? I mean, if there's anybody out there in the audience tonight who thinks, yeah, it's a great idea. I mean, besides any guys who just, maybe you were refused every single dance request you ever asked. I actually only ever went to one school dance, and it was in middle school, and it was super awkward, and I never went to another one after that. But yeah, I would never have any expectation that somebody would say yes to a dance request, and I think that's it's a pretty disturbing story.
Yeah.
So in other related news here, there is a teacher who is appealing a conviction that she had, a Pickens Academy teacher. This story from TuscaloosaNews.com. Who was involved in relationships with two students, is appealing her conviction, saying the law that prohibits sex with students is unconstitutional. Charlie Jones Parker, who's 31, pleaded guilty in August to having sexual contact with students younger than 19. She's serving a 3-year prison sentence at Tutwiler Prison and is expected to be released in 2020. A Morgan County Circuit Court judge ruled the law prohibiting sex between a school employee and student was unconstitutional that same month. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. The state is, of course, appealing that ruling. But what's the argument that it's unconstitutional? We'll tell you more about that coming up. And you can bring up whatever's on your mind. Plus, we'll talk tipping on the way.
What is it costing you in vet bills for that convenience of just pulling open a bag of
formulated, extruded, processed cereal bits that cost a ton of money anyways?
How do you feed your dog to derive not only energy, but a good coat, bright eyes, and a great attitude?
Come to Dynovite for help.
DINOVITE.com.
I found his raw meat diet on Dynovite.com.
With just the raw meat and the eggs and the Dynovite and the Super Omega on top of it.
Try Super Omega Fish Oil.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
Ground beef, white rice, eggs, including the shells, and the Dynavite supplement, and then the Lico Chops.
Try Lico Chops. Buy 2, get 1 free.
It just balances out his body and his mind and his spirit.
Adding Dynavite to their diet has every single dog in my kennel looking better than they have ever looked.
Their skin is so much better now that they're on the raw diet. I don't even give them the kibble anymore.
DINOVITE.com.
I got my Blink home security system delivered right to my door. I downloaded the app and it walked me right through the easy setup. Even with my complicated router system, I was done in like 10 minutes. Now it notifies me whenever something moves in front of the wireless cameras, or I can just check it whenever I want right from my phone. And I got you a deal. Get 3 Blink cams for what the other guys charge you for 1, plus an extra 10% off. Visit blinkprotect.com/FTL. 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 I've said it many times on air, and I'll say it here. The New Hampshire Liberty Alliance is one of the most important organizations for freedom in the world. New Hampshire is ground zero for freedom, and the NHLA is the best organization at promoting effective liberty activism. This ad is sponsored by Free Talk Live, and I, Mark Edge, am a lifetime member because I believe in the NHLA. Please check them out at nhliberty.org. Not everyone can move right now, but you can support the cause. Donate top cryptocurrencies or old-fashioned U.S. dollars, nhliberty.org. Visit their website and see what they're all about, nhliberty.org.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com. You can get emailed announcements and participate in contests via our email updates list. Plus, we have a Twitter account that you can follow and a Facebook page where you can become a fan. So visit news.freetalklive.com to get news about Free Talk Live as soon as it's announced and the way you want it delivered at news.freetalklive.com. That's news.freetalklive.com. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live, and of course, you're invited to join us on the radio. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We've got Skype as well, so Skype on in here at Skype username LRN.FM, or you can join us over the brand new Discord at discord.lrn.fm. We've got an on-air call-in line chat room there that you can hop into, and we will jump in and join you, and then you'll be on the air with us, and you'll sound like you're in the studio with us in a lot of cases. So you can join us. You can talk about the crazy story that Melanie brought in out of Utah, where a government school is telling their middle school students that you have to say yes if you're asked to dance at the school dance. Very disturbing, very bizarre. Of course, you're welcome to comment, especially if you agree with that, because I can't imagine anybody's going to back up the government on this. But again, toll-free number if you want to join us here is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. As I was telling you, sort of a related story, since we're talking about government schools. Now, actually, I don't know if this is a government school. Pickens Academy. It sounds like it could be a private school somewhere in Alabama. This story's coming out of the wherever Tutwiler Prison is located. Darryl, you're originally from Alabama. Are you familiar with Tutwiler?
I am not familiar with the prisons in Alabama.
This is Morgan County. The circuit judge ruled that the law prohibiting sex between a school employee and a student is unconstitutional. The state has appealed that ruling, but the Alabama Court of Criminal Appeals has not yet issued a decision in the case.
Morgan County includes Decatur and I believe a tiny little bit of Athens, possibly Huntsville. We're on the air in that area.
Those places, that's true. Although I don't know if they get this hour of the show. Regardless, if you do want to comment, 855-450 free. So the state's appealing, and Charlie Parker, who's the former teacher in this case, her attorney contends the statute violates the Equal Protection Clause because it treats school employees differently than other occupations and criminalizes what her attorney called private consensual sexual relationships. As written, the law prohibits sexual relationships between any school employee and any student, regardless of the school system they attend, who is under the age of 19. So even if the person is of the legal age of consent, which
was the case here.
Yeah.
And I believe the teacher was 22. So we're not talking about
at the time.
You know, we're not talking about some huge age disparity. We're talking about people that were 4 years different in age.
Well, and usually the excuse is, well, a person who has power over another person should not be having sexual conduct with that other person, meaning that if the teacher can control grades, if the teacher controls graduate or, not graduate, that kind of thing.
And in those cases, there is arguably not informed willful consent, which by definition would be something along the lines of rape.
Yeah, but the argument for criminalizing it is kind of that's always the case. So whether it's explicit or not, there's always the threat of if a teacher walks up to you and says, "Hey, wanna bang?" The kind of connotation there is, and if you don't, I'm failing you, or if you don't, whatever.
This rule or this law applies to teachers who don't even have the person as a student.
Right, and one of the examples that they give, and I've got an article pulled up from AL.com, one of the examples they give is of a 21-year-old janitor that hooks up with an 18-year-old on spring break.
That would be illegal.
That would be illegal,
Alabama.
Even though the janitor has no control over grades other than, might maybe stumble upon, a grade folder occasionally.
Parker's attorney says, quote, Alabama law does not make it a crime for members of other occupations to have consensual sex with 16, 17, and 18-year-olds. I presume that means the age of consent is 16 in Alabama?
Age of consent, I believe, is 14 as long as the other party is not more than 2-year difference.
I see. Even when there is a position of trust or authority. So in any other occupation,
right?
If your boss has sex with you,
is like, hey, you want to go have some fun after work?
Yeah, except that you're not legally required to work unless you've been drafted. You're not legally required to work at the job you work at. You are legally required to attend the school that you're
not
attending.
at age 9 or 18.
That's probably not true.
In Alabama, at the age of 16, you are allowed to drop out of school.
I know that was true in Florida as well. I don't think that's true in all states, but
I know it's true in Alabama.
Right.
You can drop out sooner with parents' permission.
Yeah, it sounds to me like they've got a pretty strong case calling this law unconstitutional. Again, appellate attorney Virginia Buck of Northport said in a brief filed Tuesday in a hypothetical scenario, saying a 21-year-old janitor, as you mentioned, would be in trouble for having sex with an 18-year-old, quote, but a 65-year-old doctor, minister, therapist, or attorney is not subject to criminal liability in Alabama for having consensual sex with a 16-year-old or over whom he has authority or with whom he holds a position of trust.
And let's further go into that hypothetical that they explain. They say a janitor from a Tuscaloosa school that has sex with someone from Daphne High School. Those are two completely different parts of the state because he is a school employee and she is a student. That would then be illegal.
School employees have been unfairly singled out and are being sent to prison for something that at most might cost people their job or their license in any other profession. And I agree with that. I mean, that seems to be the most appropriate punishment is, especially if you are the teacher of this person.
So this law
you should lose your job. That's
worded too vaguely, and I hope that they don't strike it down. I hope that they say, well, it's...
Well, is it vague or is it specific? Because they're saying any school employee can't do these things. It's specific.
That would be vague, not specific. So
they're specifying
school employees. You can
employees.
say that a law is unconstitutional, but if it's not unconstitutional as applied, just because you can say there's some unconstitutional way to apply it, that still doesn't let you off the hook. And I kind of hope that's what happens, because a teacher sleeping with a student isn't really like a boss sleeping with an employee. It's more like a prison warden sleeping with the prisoners. So
I've seen that movie.
There's probably a couple movies like that.
Yeah, so like no, this is not rape unless there's some other details we know about. But you know what? It's a teacher, so I kind of don't care what happens.
Whoa, that's pretty harsh. What do you got against teachers?
They're
what
government
do I have
employees.
against the
Is
people?
Pickens Academy a government?
No, that's not. No,
I'm betting you this is
there's
not
a lot of
government school.
employees I don't have a problem with. What do I have? What problem do I have with the people
what's wrong with teachers?
Who are the wardens at the prison day
I've
camp
known libertarian teachers
center?
Before.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Not at public schools.
Yes, I have.
Pickens Academy is a private Christian school.
Yeah, this in fact, it mentions in the story that they actually added private schools to the law. I think it was in 2016. So, yes, I have, Melanie. In the past, in Florida, I had a couple of friends of mine who were teachers, and they actually, one of them had me come into their high school class and give a presentation about libertarianism.
Okay, I'm
to
glad
their
that
students.
happens, but either they were a prison guard at the indoctrination center or they were a libertarian, because those two things are mutually exclusive.
Wow, I totally disagree. We're going to continue
I hate
here.
teachers more than I hate cops. This is ridiculous.
All right. Yeah, we definitely need to talk about that. So we've discovered a new area of Melanie's burning
I wasn't
hatred.
hiding this. I've said this before.
I don't recall that. I don't recall you ever saying you hate teachers more than cops. You must have had a really bad experience with some teachers in the past. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. If you want to join us, 855-450-3733. You can bring up what you want on Free Talk Live.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com. Water is the single most important thing your body needs, so you want to be sure it's the best for you and your family. Since 2005, thousands have depended on Berkey purified water. The Berkey Guy provides the lowest priced filtration systems in every size for incredibly delicious water now and in an emergency. Get to goberkey.com or call 877-886-3653. 877-886-3653. goberkey.com.
If you're David, a few well-chosen words can help level the playing field with Goliath. I'm Holland Cook from survivalspeech.com. Recently, I saw a Yellow Pages ad for an appliance repair company, and the headline read, "Why wait for Sears?" If you're going to the Yellow Pages, the Dead Sea Scrolls of advertising, you're ready to buy right now. So this is an attention-grabbing message. And how about the plumber whose radio ad says, "Call by noon Thursday, and we'll be there Saturday at no extra cost"? Smart guy. Most plumbing firms give their crew the weekend off. This one gives them Sunday and Monday off. In the words of a respected advertising executive, cut to the chase, make it quick, and tell me exactly what you can do for me, especially if you're looking for work. For more tips on critical communication skills for the way things are now, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live.
The town wants him to stop. So he's charged with a misdemeanor and could spend 6 months in jail. 71 years old.
Nice folks there.
He's
wouldn't let
blind. That's his source of living.
blind old man sell some firewood out of his front yard. Nice.
So now you're looking at having to go out, get a firewood permit, which is going to cost you X amount of dollars a year, and who knows how much research to try and figure out how to get the permit.
Just
then
doing whatever they can to stop industry.
Yeah, then you have to go and get your education so you can actually run the saw, and then you have to get a variance on your property so you can actually sell the firewood from your property. Oh, and don't forget, if you have a storefront, then you have to pay, what, $500, $600, $700 a month in rent, maybe $4,000 a month in rent, depending on what city you live in.
Gotta have an occupational license, too.
Aggression like this by these government people happens all across the country, and you have to ask, how much more are you willing to put up with before you finally say no?
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM. You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live, dial, toll free, bring up what you want. Our toll free number is 855-450, free like freedom. We just discovered that Melanie hates teachers. She doesn't care.
This wasn't a secret.
Well, it's news to me.
I've said on the radio before that if I could snap my fingers and either make all teachers disappear or make all cops disappear, that there would still be cops. How did you interpret that?
I guess I missed it. The toll-free number here, if you want to dial in to share your thoughts, whether it's on the school dance where teachers are telling students in a middle school that they have to say yes. Specifically, they've told the girls that they have to say yes to any invitation. There's also a teacher in Alabama of a private school who's appealing her conviction on unconstitutional grounds, saying that the law prohibiting teachers and other school staff from having consensual relations with students is unconstitutional. You're welcome to comment on that if you want, or bring up whatever's on your mind. It's Ian, Melanie, and Darryl in the studio. And I do want to invite you to Bitcoin.com. If you are new to cryptocurrency, you need to learn about Bitcoin. That's where it all came from. That's what started the craze. So go and get the basics over at Bitcoin.com. If you're not new to cryptocurrency, you'll find some really useful news items over at news.bitcoin.com. So there's something there for everybody. Or maybe you want to get involved in Bitcoin mining, or maybe you want to mine Bitcoin Cash. You can do those things at Bitcoin.com, specifically pool.bitcoin.com. That is their mining pool. As we continue here. Yes,
Headline from news.bitcoin.com, KYC requirements, that's know your customer, are making ICOs riskier, not safer.
That's worth talking about, but hold on to it. So we're talking about government schools at the moment. Now, is it, just to clarify, I know you might have already said this, but Melanie, are you against all teachers or just government school teachers?
So specifically, and I guess kind of loosely, public school teachers, anything that uses the kind of abusive Prussian system, also against equally and for the same reasons. It is theoretically possible that some school exists somewhere that uses some entirely different system that is based on.
Well, even most private schools use what is called the Prussian. So you're broken off by age. You're in the 5 to 6 year bracket with birthdays between here. So you're in the same class, even though you might better fit with the people that are 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah, so theoretically, if there's some school somewhere that teaches actual, learning, and I mean, I guess technically, like even the people at Khan Academy, you could argue, are teachers, but
online.
that's not what I'm talking about the people who work for the indoctrination centers.
Now, did you feel this way when you were going to school, or did this come about later on?
I only really went to school up through 3rd grade, and then
Really?
and then
You went to
college.
private school, or were you homeschooled after 3rd grade? So, I mean, was that where this happened, where you created this burning hatred for all teachers or government school teachers?
Not really. I mean, I mean, 3rd grade is what, like 9? Like, I didn't really. There's some stuff I look back on and I'm like, yeah, that was really effed up. But there's kind of just seeing what actually occurs otherwise. It's like, no, you are where the state kind of begins and ends. Like, you take a bunch of people, require them to be in this room, and then do just horrible things to them mentally, punish them for being rational and logical.
Isn't that unfair, because you're grouping them all together as though they are the same? And I already gave you an example of libertarians and the teachers.
Jobs are not the same thing as demographics. A job is an action. A job is a behavior.
But individuals underneath that job have some level of decision as far as what they say and do inside the classroom. I understand there is a lot of top-down control as far as curriculum and things like that in the government schools, but there's still not some sort of government taskmaster or minder sitting in that room with the teacher, to where if the teacher starts talking about libertarianism or, why people shouldn't trust the police or whatever message it is that they're telling the students, there's nobody there to stop them from doing that. So, I mean, just to treat every single teacher as though they're all the terrifying arm of the Leviathan.
Because that's what a teacher is. Or at least a public school teacher,
but that's not what they are, because I've given you examples of real-life people that aren't that way.
You told me that there was one guy who let you talk in school.
There were a couple of people.
I mean, you understand that there's a thing called controlled opposition. That may or may not have
been. Plants?
No, I'm suggesting that every now and then you go get a speaker who you don't agree with, so that you can kind of immunize people to that idea set.
Wait, run that by me again. What is happening?
Okay, so if I'm a government and I really don't want anybody to believe X thing, I can completely shut them off from that for 18 years, maybe successfully. But if they ever hear about it, then it's going to be a new idea worthy of consideration to them.
Why would new ideas be worthy of consideration? I mean, a lot of people don't want to hear new ideas.
Okay, well, then you don't have to worry about those people anyway. But if you bring in a way that you can control, okay, I'm going to show you this about this idea,
seems a little paranoid. I mean, it just seems like a conspiracy theory. It sounds like you're spinning a conspiracy theory suggesting that the libertarians who I knew, who were regular cannabis users, by the way, who
allegedly.
Okay, that's not like something to your credit. It's not to your detriment either. But it's not like, yes, I testify at the state house, I do protests at Concord, and I use cannabis.
Yeah,
like,
but they weren't toting the state line in so many different ways, right? Like, they are not touting the war on drugs. They are literally talking to their students about libertarianism in their classroom. And, to suggest that that's some sort of grandiose plot by the government to, okay, now let's see which libertarians can we hire to put into a classroom to make the students think that libertarianism is crazy.
But that doesn't have to do with libertarian teachers. That has to do with libertarian speakers, which are two different things.
Okay, but we were talking about teachers, weren't we?
No, you said that he was libertarian because he brought you in.
No, I said they were libertarians. And they brought me into the class.
She's saying that they brought you in so that after you left, they could say, see how crazy that guy is?
I know you hate all teachers, but it's a ridiculous bias, in my opinion, because you're falling into the collectivist territory, like a Cantwell would, where he hates all black people and he hates all, whatever people, and you hate all teachers. Same thing.
Teachers isn't. That's a weird argument. Being a teacher is an action.
Yeah,
it's a behavior.
And a lot of people take that action.
It's like saying I hate all hitmen. It's a completely legitimate.
A lot of teachers take that action because they actually want to help students. Like, I think probably the majority of them.
It would be more akin to saying I hate all fry cooks.
And if you had a problem with the inherent any inherent action that a fry cook took, that would be odd, but it would be a legitimate argument if you had something against frying fries. Right, and so if you had some moral objection to frying French fries, then it would be reasonable to hate fry cooks. Because that is an action. I think that's a ridiculous position.
So you just reject all of the teachers who've gotten into the profession of teaching to actually help educate young people.
That's not the profession you should enter if you want to actually educate people.
Well, I mean, if the people...
Yeah, you should become a hula hoop dancer.
Yeah, I mean, what should they do?
It's not a job, I don't think.
That's a good question. What should they do if not become a teacher?
Something different.
Okay, so there's this thing called the internet, and you can just put knowledge on it for like $50 a year.
But how is that going to help the poor kids who are being forced into the government schools?
It's not. They're going to be there anyway.
Right. So are you expecting every teacher to have this, renaissance of a mindset and just quit their jobs and the government schools are going to fold in on themselves? Or
I'm not expecting that of cops either.
Okay,
but
so then there are going to be teachers.
Yes.
So wouldn't it be better if there were actually libertarian teachers?
Yes, it would. That doesn't make it okay
Why do you have to hate them?
Because they're working for the state agency,
but they're trying to undermine
and only purpose it is to indoctrinate young people.
They're trying to undermine that system.
And to mentally torture them for 18 years.
Do you also hate librarians?
No.
Were you going somewhere with that? Or you're expecting her to say yes?
Yeah, because, they also work in a field where they try to educate people.
No, they don't. They hand out books.
No, I mean, they allow access to information. I don't know if it's the same as trying to educate, but regardless.
Most librarians care very much about people being educated.
That's probably true. And I think a lot of teachers do as well. And the toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE if you want to join us, and especially if you've been a teacher and or are one.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynovite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynovite.
Dynovite for life.
Pick up 2 tubes of Doggo Suds.
Get the 3rd tube free.
Peppermint, tea tree, lavender, Doggo Sud shampoo.
Made with all-natural coconut, jojoba, aloe. Great for healthy skin and soft, shiny coats.
But no itchy, harsh chemicals.
Lather up, rinse away.
Try Doggo Suds. Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynovite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
Cryptocurrencies are successful because of good technology. The liberty-loving voluntarists who founded Zencash in 2017 took the best tech, like zero-knowledge anonymity and decentralized autonomous organizations, and are creating a secure platform for money, messages, and media that can be sent to anyone, anywhere in the world. Zencash is a cryptocurrency dedicated to peace, anonymity, and decentralization. Find out more at Zencash.com. That's Zencash.com.
Non-attorney paid spokesperson. Could your house go into foreclosure? Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Does it seem like the bank has no interest in helping you save your home? And you feel like you have nowhere to turn for help? Then we have good news for you. Foreclosure Protection Services can help save your home as they specialize in foreclosure assistance. That's all they do. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, or been the victim of a predatory loan, it's critical that you call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-667-9035. Their network of attorneys and their agents are available to speak to you now. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, Foreclosure Protection Services can help stop the foreclosure process. Call today before it's too late. New laws are in effect that may save your home. Call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-667-9035. 800-667-9035. That's 800-667-9035.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that tenth of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
It is Free Talk Live. Of course, you can join us right here. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Joining you in the studio tonight, it's Ian,
Melanie,
and Darryl.
And if you have not yet gone to get your business listed over at liberty.menu, what are you waiting for? You got to go check this out. It is a free website, meaning that you can list your business on this site for free if you are an individual who rejects the initiation of force and you agree to abide by the ethics of the non-aggression principle. This is only for libertarian-run businesses and also events and digital media and things like that. So if you're a creator, if you're a business person, you need to be on this site. You need to be listed if you're a liberty-minded person. If you're an anarchist, if you're a voluntarist, if you're a libertarian, you really need to drop into liberty.menu. And maybe you just want to look for some business services. You know, you want to see who's offering in your area or maybe in an area to which you expect to move someday, like New Hampshire, where there are a lot of liberty-friendly businesses. Go and see it for yourself. It's a global map, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can list your products and services there. And it's free to do it, but of course there are paid options if you want to increase the visibility and the features that you access through liberty.menu. So head on over there. If you use code FTL, you'll get a special Free Talk Live badge. Go to liberty.menu. And by the way, listings can be rated and reviewed. So there's a bit of a social networking aspect to the site as well. Liberty.menu, plus you earn points for every listing and sort of many of the actions that you take on the site as well.
Yes.
So, there's a bit of a competition aspect there too. So check it out. It's free at liberty.menu. As we continue here, you can bring up whatever's on your mind. We've been talking with Melanie about her very strange and surprising hatred towards
I don't know why it's
government
surprising
school
that an
teachers.
anarchist hates
I mean, I just
people
figured you'd hate the police because they can kill people and sometimes frequently do kill people. Like, I can understand why you would collectivize the police in that way.
Well, that's more visible.
Yeah, I mean,
but I mean, honestly, which one would you rather have? I mean, given the choice, would you rather be shot dead in the streets, or would you rather go through some, government indoctrination camp where they just completely mess like?
But I went to the government schools, and I'm sitting here with you.
Okay, but everybody's not that lucky, and
I
it's
understand
still. I mean, I'm assuming this was not a pleasant experience.
Well, I lived through the experience, unlike being shot to death. So yeah, I guess I'll take the prison for 13 years over being shot to death. What about you, Darryl? What's your choice?
I don't want to be shot to death.
We're going to go to your calls and thoughts here.
I'm opposed to shooting people to death and being shot to death.
And I'm also opposed to collectivizing people, even in government roles. And we've certainly talked about that in the realm of police officers, because I do believe there are some police who try to do as minimal kind of damage to freedom as possible, even though they are in a role.
To do minimal damage, not to do no damage.
Yeah, it's not a perfect world.
Try to minimize the damage that they do.
I'd rather
they try to violate the non-aggression principle as little as possible.
I'd rather have that than instead of having some sort of thug cop out there cracking people's heads in the street. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you understand the difference between a practical preference and a moral action. So it is practically preferable to have somebody who's going to go shoot 3 weed users than it is to have somebody who's going to go shoot 100 weed users. That doesn't mean the first guy is a good guy.
I didn't say
this
that.
This is like the prison camp argument. There's no...
I'm opposed to putting people in prison camps and shooting people.
Let's go to your calls and thoughts here. Joshua is in New Mexico and listening, I think, to Kiva. Hello, Joshua. You're on Free Talk Live. Actually, I'm not sure. Where are you in New Mexico? Hello? Joshua? Going once? Oops,
yes,
that's
I'm
my
here.
bad. My bad, Joshua. Go ahead with your thoughts.
I just wanted to add to the school dance.
Yeah.
That you guys, the conversation you guys were having. I think it's a sad place we're in nowadays in society, and I think we're all getting a little weaker as Americans. I think that's what it actually boils down to is what we're tolerant of.
Yeah, well, it's amazing how much of the garbage that these government schools shove down parents' throats, and they just continue to tolerate it. I mean, how many of these parents are going to send their kids to this dance where they've been told, the female students have been told in middle school that they cannot refuse to dance if they're asked to dance? How many parents are going to let their kids go to that?
It's crippling them. We're crippling our younger kids. They're going to have to learn to deal with these shutdowns that people are afraid to tell their kids no nowadays. I mean, you know what I mean? It's getting out of hand. We can't accommodate to everyone's needs.
Yeah, it's absolutely
you know what I mean?
insane.
When do we say no? You know.
Well, apparently they're being taught not to say no. But I agree that parents need to say no to government schools and stop feeding into this madness. That's the only solution here, because the only other option would be to go and try to run for the school board and then try to change the system from the inside. And by that time, your kid's out of school.
And they're not going to do that because that's not the purpose of the system. The purpose of the system isn't to educate people. It's to have a complacent population.
It's indoctrination, though. It is indoctrinating them with the ideas of the state, whatever those happen to be in any given moment. Joshua, any other thoughts you want to share tonight?
No, sir. You guys are doing a great job. I listen to you guys every day.
What?
So
I'm sorry.
where
are you listening tonight? I see you're in New Mexico, but it doesn't say where.
Alamogordo.
Okay,
right next to El Paso. Yeah.
Excellent. All right, thanks for the call.
I appreciate you guys.
I got a question on a completely different topic. How often do you drive through that internal border checkpoint on I-10?
I'd say 3 to 4 times a month, but it really doesn't make any difference because drugs come over on the public transportation systems all the time.
No, of course not. Absolutely not.
Oh yeah. The drugs come over all over. I mean, the border patrol checks are a joke too. So.
What station are you listening to, if you don't mind?
Spectrum FM on 95.1.
95.1 Spectrum FM.
Yes, sir.
Now that is a new one for me. We're gonna have to check them out and see if they are airing the show. Stations are welcome to air the show without an agreement. We don't really care that much, but it's nice to know who's doing it.
It's under. They just changed their name. It's KALH.
Okay. Hey, thanks for that, man. I appreciate.
No problem.
Thanks, Joshua. Have a great night. Thanks for the call. The toll-free number, if you want to join us here, is 855-450 free like freedom. We go to Arizona, where in Bullhead City, Scott is listening to K-Talks. Hello, Scott.
Hey, thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
First-time caller, long-time listener.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay, I just want to chime in on that public school education that, thank God, my parents took me and my brother and sister. Even though they didn't have a lot of money, they put me in Christian school, and I got a great education.
Yeah, well, there's also a lot of kids that have been pulled out of government schools and homeschooled or unschooled, and they also got a great education. You don't necessarily have to be within the four walls with a bunch of other students and a teacher to actually come out ahead of the rest of the population. It turns out homeschoolers tend to be even better educated than the private schoolers.
Mm-hmm.
But
anyway, I just have to say, Melanie, you got the best voice I ever heard a woman on the radio.
Well,
I gotta say, you guys hit the nail on the head on most of the subject.
Well, thank you, Scott. Thank you for that very nice compliment to Melanie. I think she might be blushing over there. I can't tell. I don't know if she looks angry. I don't know. Can you take a compliment?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Scott. She's at a loss for words, Scott. She doesn't know what to say. Toll-free number here tonight is 855-450-FREE.
Don't forget, we've still got that Discord call that I think you were going to take, and then we got sidetracked.
Oh, yeah, that other guy. Yeah, you're right about that. Well, let's go to Matthew first, though, because we know the guy on Discord. We don't know who Matthew is. In Louisiana, you're on Free Talk Live. Hello, Matthew.
Hello, Ian, Darryl, Melanie.
Yes.
Hi, Melanie.
Hey.
Calling home. The oppression continues down here.
I bet it does. Melanie's from Louisiana for this.
I was listening to this when y'all started off the show before I had to stop and eat about this school dance, and I'd heard this earlier brought up on NBC, and of course they think everything is a horrible idea, but what's news about that? And I'm thinking, what problem were these teachers trying to solve? And it occurs to me the only thing that they were trying to solve was the problem I had in middle school.
You couldn't get a girl to say yes to dance with you?
Huh?
You couldn't get a girl to say yes to a dance? That problem?
Yeah, pretty much, because they had already tagged me as gay.
Well, now, wouldn't that mean they'd want to dance with you because they felt comfortable with you?
No, this is how it
you're
works.
using logic and adult theory.
Okay.
We're talking about, like, middle school age girls. Ooh, you're gay. I might catch it.
I didn't realize that...
Right. Well, that's how it worked, Darryl. It was like, you're gay. Well,
all right, hang on, Matthew. We'll continue here in a moment with the school dance, where teachers were informing female students in a middle school that they had, and this was in Utah, that they had to say yes if asked to dance.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online. And I found it.
What now, Marge?
It's buysellmakeoffer.com.
Never heard of it.
It's a brand new company. That's why you've never heard of it. It's the newest and best way to sell any products online. I did all the research.
Sell my car?
Yes.
Our home?
Yep.
My golf bag?
Your golf clubs. All of them.
How about your purse collection hoard?
Hey, now.
You said any product.
Right. I did. We get 30 days free.
Really?
Packages starting from only $9.95. And buysellmakeoffer.com will never charge item fees ever. Never. And this is cool. Listen to this. You can even use Skype or video to show your items.
That's cool.
Yes. All we have to do is go to the website, sign up, and then load our stuff to sell. I love this site.
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. You got it?
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. Better selling, better buying.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next, after the news, here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Darryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, February 12th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.42 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,319 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $36, and the average price of Bitcoin is $8,729. Antiwar.com reports diplomacy at the Winter Olympics has been an event covered like no other, and while some media outlets are in awe at the amount of progress that, by most accounts, has been made between North and South Korea, there are a lot of naysayers casting doubt on whether it amounts to anything. The official U.S. position has been to simultaneously downplay the talks and make some fairly high-profile efforts to undermine them. That seems to have been picked up by a lot of analysts as gospel truth. The historic visit by a North Korean delegation that includes both the parliamentary president and the sister of Kim Jong-un, handshakes, talks, and an invitation to South Korean President Moon to visit North Korea have all been shrugged off by many as some sort of combination of a North Korean trick to undermine U.S. interest, and one official insists it will fail. Yet, with South Korea's government committed to diplomacy and the U.S. interest seemingly just being hostility towards diplomacy, it's hard to see how the U.S. can be a practical obstacle to progress. It seems hard to deny that diplomatic progress is being made on the Korean Peninsula.
Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spend-A-Bit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spend-A-Bit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today.
UPI reports Purdue Pharma, maker of the prescription drug OxyContin, announced it is decreasing its sales staff and will no longer market opioid drugs to doctors. The pharmaceutical company said it will cut its sales force by more than 50%, leaving about 200 people remaining in the department. Purdue Pharma said in a statement, "We have restructured and significantly reduced our commercial operation and will no longer be promoting opioids to prescribers." Purdue head of medical affairs, Monica Korsinski, said the company also plans to run all questions through its medical affairs department as part of its efforts to support responsible opioid use. Korsinski wrote in a letter to prescribers, "Effective Monday, February 12th, 2018, our field sales organization will no longer be visiting your offices to engage you in discussions about our opioid products. Requests for information about our opioid products will be handled through direct communication with the highly experienced healthcare professionals that comprise our medical affairs department." The restructuring comes amid lawsuits filed by attorneys general in Ohio, Alabama, and Washington, who allege Purdue Pharma has exacerbated the opioid drug addiction crisis through its sale and marketing of OxyContin. The lawsuit says Purdue misled prescribers and the public by marketing opioids as a safe substitute for non-addictive pain medications such as ibuprofen and contributed to an increase in heroin use. Purdue vigorously denies any misconduct, saying it has consistently followed the CDC's opioid guidelines, including not recommending opioids as a first option.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
Reuters reports a federal investigation into the death of a U.S. Border Patrol agent in Texas has found no evidence that he was attacked, as President Donald Trump suggested at the time, but may have died from a fall, according to an internal federal agency memo. The message from Kevin McAleenan, acting head of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, to his staff said an exhaustive probe into the death of Agent Rogelio Martinez was still underway, but had not yet turned up any signs that he was the victim of a crime. McAleenan wrote in the memo, "We do not know all the answers at this time. However, according to the FBI, currently none of the completed interviews, locations searched, or collected and analyzed evidence have produced evidence that would support the existence of a scuffle, altercation, or attack." Stephen Garland, another agent who survived, was with Martinez about 130 miles southeast of El Paso, Texas on November 19th when they suffered head injuries and broken bones. Garland's injuries have left him unable to recall the incident.
You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com.
This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
A report on obesity rates released this week by the CDC confirmed that millions of courageous Americans continue to overcome the media's persistent pressure to be thin. Researchers told reporters that while the vast majority of film and television continues to portray thin, in-shape people, over 30% of Americans remain resolved in their effort to stand up to idealized images of men and women.
Every day, people are inundated with unvarying images of slim men and women, but millions of heroic Americans continue doing their best every day to maintain BMIs of 35 or higher. These people aren't afraid to fly in the face popular culture deems acceptable and bravely eat and drink whatever they want, whenever they want.
In other news, the nation's single men announce a plan to change their bed sheets by 2019. A woman who left the room crying earlier expects to jump back into the party just like that. And a courtroom artist is clearly infatuated with the bailiff. This 2.5-minute-long session of immersion therapy is finally complete. Your crippling fear of watching video news recaps should no longer be a problem. For more, keep checking theonion.com.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, and you can bring up whatever you want as we launch into the second hour of the program. Of course, you can take control of the airwaves. Our number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We've got Skype as well at Skype.lrn. Excuse me, Skype. LRN.FM is our username on Skype. That's what happens when I do two things at once.
See, I thought you did the weird thing to where you embedded Skype onto a website because they've got the Skype for web thing
now. They do have that. Yeah. Nah, we're not doing that. Use LRN.FM over Skype if you want to connect to us there. Also, Discord's on-air call-in line where we do have somebody waiting. We're going to get to him coming up here shortly. Discord.lrn.fm. Darryl is now on the Discord as of last night. You went in there.
Yeah.
You were originally acting like, I don't understand this Discord thing, and now you're in there. You didn't log out last night, I don't think. I think you were in there pretty I don't know if you were actually using your account, but your account was just kind of sitting in there all night long.
I mean, I don't really log out of things that aren't important. I just close the tab.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if that shows that I'm logged in or not, and I don't really care.
I had the tab open, but I wasn't paying attention to it from the hours of 11:30 until sometime 2 hours ago.
But it's there all day long. And if you want to, there are usually people in there. So go and check it out at discord.lrn.fm. Let's go back to Matthew in Louisiana. Matthew, you're watching us on our cam over on our YouTube channel. And you called in for listeners just tuning in. There was a story last hour about a middle school in Utah that is now I guess I misreported this or misunderstood it. Apparently, they're not just telling female students that they have to say yes if they're asked to dance at the upcoming school dance, but they're telling this to all of the students that they have to say yes.
If someone asks you to dance, you have to say yes.
So, Matthew, you were commenting on that. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, well, like I said, it sounds like they were trying to solve a problem that I have, but maybe in general to school dances in general, because I remember in grade school and then in middle school and in high school, you would always have the guys lined up on one wall, the girls lined up on another wall, and about 4 or 5 cool kids in the middle dancing. But the problem I had in school was that my attempts to date were always met with the rebuff that I had been tagged as gay. And so I said, go out with me and I'll prove to you I'm not gay. Right. And they say, no. Well, why? Because you're gay. What? This is a circular logic, right?
Then the solution to that is not to have the government forcefully provide you women.
Right. Now, he's not saying, I don't think he's saying that
no,
he supports
I'm not saying that, Melanie. Not at all. Good heavens, no. That's a horrifying.
Right. I mean, part of the problem here is the idea was, according to the article that you read, Melanie, was that the school wants to promote inclusiveness. But in reality, what they're doing is they're going to create confusion. Because if you ask somebody to dance and they say no, that probably means they're not interested in you. If you ask somebody to dance and they say yes, if they're not being forced to say yes, that may mean that they're interested in you a little bit. So, if you don't get that signal at all, if the signal is always yes, whenever you ask something like that, then you won't really get to find out necessarily, at least in that moment, who it is that is interested in doing that with you, because they're all doing it because they'll be punished if they don't.
Right.
Now, of course, what is...
Yeah, and what problem... I think... I'm going to cut them a little slack, which I don't like to do with government employees, but I think maybe that they have the best of intentions, but they're teaching the wrong lessons. The lessons that kids need to learn so they can take it with them through adulthood is how to handle rejection.
Yeah, for sure.
I was never taught that, just like I wish I'd been taught how to save money.
Yep.
My parents did teach me to work. I am very good at the work thing.
Okay.
But saving money is one of the things that they failed to teach me. But before I get off the phone with y'all, how are y'all going to handle the great Anarchapulco? Are you still going to broadcast from Keene and have occasional taped interviews? Well, taped, sorry.
So
digitally stored interviews. Or are you just going to broadcast from Anarchapulco?
So tomorrow night, I'm going to be leaving town to head down to
after the
Acapulco.
show tomorrow.
Yeah, after the show. And Darryl's going to be heading up the show on Wednesday, so we'll be live from Keene on Wednesday because that's basically a travel day. It's going to take 13-plus hours straight to get from here to Acapulco. Then the following day, so that'll be Thursday, which is the first official day of Anarchapulco, we will be doing recorded interviews as we did last year from Anarchapulco, where we...
Thursday through Sunday, right?
Correct. And then you're going to be heading up the Monday show that following Monday. And I should be back...
Unless by some weird chance you record a bunch of stuff to cover part of a Monday show.
No, but we may do partially recorded show on Tuesday, just because we've got something to do prior to the show that may result in us missing a little bit. So we may actually end up doing some bonus interviews from Anarchapulco to cover that time. So we're going to have a bunch of stuff.
Maybe an after show or two.
Yeah, who
I
knows?
think there's still some after shows from when Mark went to the North American Bitcoin
We're backed
in
up
Miami.
backed up on after shows at the moment. That is true. So you're going to get a lot of Anarchapulco content. Basically, all 3 hours of the show live will be Anarchapulco Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, well, I guess I'll be listening in and see if there's anything that grabs my attention by the throat.
Hey, thanks for the call tonight, Matthew. I appreciate hearing
You're
from
welcome.
you.
Ciao.
Yep, the toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. Let's go to Lumpy. He's in Massachusetts, and you're on Free Talk Live via the Discord on-air call-in line. Go ahead, Lumpy.
I always feel so ashamed when you say I'm calling from Massachusetts.
You ought to be.
Really,
so close.
I
close.
agree with you.
Yet
I
so
totally
far
agree
away.
with you. I like to say south of the Great Wall of Freedom, or New Hampshire. Because it is a police state down here. It is a bad place.
Well, at least y'all are going to get legal weed here shortly.
Whatever. I don't care.
Okay, so weed versus everything else. Why is it everybody's like number one? Like, well, I'm not coming to New Hampshire until you legalize weed. I don't care about
because those
income
people
tax
are
or
lazy.
schooling
Those people don't
like,
want
why
to work.
is that the go-to? Like, of all possible rights, weed.
Yeah, they'll never.
Because
come
that's
anyway.
what
They don't get it.
differentiates you from a classical Republican.
Anyway, go ahead, Lumpy. What were you calling about tonight?
Well, I was, I'm. First of all, I got to say, Melanie, you're the best thing that's happened to Free Talk Live since Ian and Mark and Darryl and Chris and me. I love you guys. You guys are all my heroes. So thank you. I appreciate you a lot.
Let's blow up Melanie's ego night tonight.
Good. It's all right. Ego's all right. We got it for a reason. So, the Greek root of the word teach or teacher is threat or threatener. And it's interesting that that's the Greek root of the word
Darryl's
teach.
checking this one.
It's threatener. It is.
Really?
Good. Yeah, I hope you check it because this has been a while since I've looked at it. But yeah, that's the Greek root of the word teach is to threaten. So
I'm seeing that the English word teach derives from the German word ticken, which means to show, present, or point out.
Not the same. Well, no, he's claiming Greek. So I don't know. We have to go back further.
Maybe a little different. I don't know. I don't know.
Etymology online shows that it's from German, not Greek.
Sorry, Lumpy.
I'll try to find something related to the Greek. And I know that there are other things like the word government. People say it's from govern and meant, so it's to govern the mind. Well, no, the suffix meant is the act of.
Yeah, that Greek root is control, Kontrol. That's quite literally government means control. Govern is control.
Yes. Right.
So, similar to what churches do, similar to what the Persian model of and I use it in air quotes, education system, like the Department of Education. I mean, these things are set up to steer people's minds. It doesn't.
Yes.
It is the most horrible thing. And when it comes down to, who to hate more or less, police or teachers, forgive me for collectivizing, but I lump all these government people with the same kind of government training and the Bellamy salutes and all that they learned from childhood all the way up to adulthood, and they continue to carry this on all the same.
Stand by, Lumpy. If you've got more, we can continue the discussion here, because I don't think that it's the same at all, the teachers versus the police. Your comments are welcome, though. It's Free Talk Live.
What's more profitable, running your business or doing bookkeeping? Doing your business, of course, but you want to keep your books so that you can maximize your tax savings, right? What if I told you that there's a person that's a bookkeeper, accountant, and law school graduate that's also a hardcore libertarian?
My name is Melanie Johnson, and I hate the state. I will aggressively help you to minimize your tax exposure and maximize profits, all while staying within the law.
Melanie's your best choice for your taxes and bookkeeping needs. Go to tax.freetalklive.com and check out our website, tax.freetalklive.com.
The Bitcoin.com wallet is a simple and powerful full-featured Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Core wallet that allows you to send and receive either currency with anyone, anywhere in the world. The Bitcoin.com wallet supports both single and multi-signature wallets and is available in multiple languages. Download the Bitcoin.com wallet for easy and secure access to your Bitcoin Core and your Bitcoin Cash. The Bitcoin.com wallet is available for Android, iOS, Windows, Mac, and even Linux. Learn more at Bitcoin.com. That's Bitcoin.com.
From the second letter of Captain Mark. Any pirate knows that commerce is communication. Markets condense oceans of information into a single price. Innovations in communication are circumventing the scrutiny of the crown. This signals a change in the coin of the realm. The crown uses digital currency to surveil, censor, seize, and destroy wealth at will, so pirate currency must protect us from this weaponized money. We need to move funds further, faster, cheaper, and without third-party observation, basing decisions on an accelerating flow of information. So pirates require nearly instantaneous transactions with no arbitrary limits on volume or artificial influences on fees. Most importantly, a pirate currency must preclude centralization. Otherwise, it will become another link in our chain to the crown. A superior currency will result in the obsolescence of the coin of the realm and the extinction of the crown itself. Trade above the grid. Join us at pirateswithoutborders.com.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
George, you can go this way. You can't do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into the rally.
Walk with me. Well, I'm comfortable here, actually. Whoa, Hey, who do you think you are? Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have work today. This is...
You ain't gonna make it.
Wait a minute.
Holy crap. Whoa. Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable!
Why are you running from me? Because you're scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this? Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media, and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free, at apps.lrn.fm.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
It is Free Talk Live. You can bring up whatever you want. Just dial toll-free to join us here at 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We have Skype as well at Skype username LRN.FM. As we continue here with you in the studio tonight, it's Ian,
Melanie,
and Darryl.
Speaking of Melanie, she does taxes. She is an accountant by trade, and she can help you with those pesky government forms, the IRS, the obedience. As much as she hates the government, she sure does like working on their tax forms. In fact, she'll do it for you.
For money.
For money. Now, do you let people pay you with cryptocurrency?
Yes.
For taxes? How many of your customers, I don't know if you want to tell me this, I mean, I'm just going to ask you, what percentage of your customers are paying with cryptocurrency this year?
Pretty small, which is actually kind of surprising to me because I do have a lot of remote customers, but
people like to hold on to that stuff.
Yeah, it was only like 5%? Less than 5 people.
Is that like less than 5% or less than? Maybe that's getting too many details, but regardless,
that's too many details.
Too many details.
A handful of people.
Some people have paid with cryptocurrency or will pay with cryptocurrency, and you could too if you wanted to get some help with your taxes. It is that time of year when, did you say last time that the W-2s should already be sent out? What's the status right now?
Yeah, those are due on the 31st of January.
So you should be receiving those if you have not yet already received all of those this month, basically, right? Like if they sent them out at the end of January, maybe there's still some in the mail.
And your 1099s and all the other
things. Should all be in, the 1099s?
1099, same date, yeah.
So now is now a good time for people to reach out to you if they've been holding off, if they've been procrastinating?
Yeah, because I have a bunch of people right now who are working on their crypto stuff before they get back to me, so I anticipate being busier later.
Okay.
Which kind of happens in regions where people pay as opposed to where I was, where everybody came in on like January 2nd. But yeah, now I don't have a whole lot going on. I still am, fairly busy. But
now, what about state taxes? Do you help people with those too?
There's 4 states I can't do: California and something else.
Is that because you have to be certified or somehow licensed by California in order?
Yeah, and I'll get to that eventually, but it's not going to happen this year.
Is it just harder to do that in California?
It's longer.
Expensive? More difficult?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want some help with taxes, maybe you already have an accountant, but they love the state. Melanie hates the state, and you want to have her on your side when it comes to doing taxes. Go to tax.freetalklive.com, and you can connect with her there. That'll take you right to her website. That's tax.freetalklive.com. As we go back to Lumpy in Massachusetts, you're back on Free Talk Live. Lumpy, were you taking Melanie's side and saying that there's functionally no difference between the police and teachers?
Yes.
Except for the fact that most teachers don't crack people's heads in or cause 1,000 killings per year.
People, for whatever reason, are still giving over to the states a steady supply of children.
Yeah.
The state would have to be incredibly stupid not to take advantage of that.
Sure, they want to indoctrinate people. There's no doubt about it. But
Melanie gets it, man. Melanie gets it. Melanie has a take on things that is so accurate.
She just hates teachers. I mean, it's an irrational collectivist mentality.
It's not collectivist if it's based on behavior.
You don't know what all their behavior is. You're collectivizing that.
And it's not just government teachers. You don't like the ones at private schools either.
I don't like anybody who engages in the Prussian form of, quote, education.
So
that is
you
a
hate
behavior.
Prussians. You're anti-Prussian, clearly. Anyway, Lumpy, go ahead with your thoughts.
perhaps the tool of what the Prussian model of, and I use air quotes, education, which is to control mass thought, and hopefully Darryl doesn't prove me wrong on the word control too. Boy, it's been a while since I heard that, so I'm gonna have to go see where.
Oh, Darryl, you did look up the Greek roots of the word teacher, because Lumpy had called in about that.
There aren't Greek roots to the word. There is a Greek word that translates to teach.
Okay. What did you find out?
The English word teach comes from German.
I see. Okay.
I'm gonna have to go because I usually don't. I mean, I don't say a whole lot, and usually I don't say a whole lot of smart things. But when I do say something, I want to make sure it's right.
It's important.
Yeah, it's important. Words have meanings, and
yes.
I don't.
Didn't you have a good teacher or two when you were in the government schools, or were they all terrible?
Good and bad are relative terms.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
What was your experience?
Yeah, so you're asking him, did you have a good prison warden?
I didn't have anybody exceptional that that I was able to connect with.
Okay. I did have a couple of
schools.
I can think of a couple.
Really
I remember their names.
Crushes on some really hot-looking teachers, but that's about it.
Yeah, I remember the hot one too. She was a substitute teacher. Her name was Ms. Flagler.
There was a hot one. I forget what her name was, but she was a one of the female gym coaches.
The two female gym coaches were lesbians at our school, and they were not the attractive sort either. Yeah, well, I guess maybe so. I only had one high school that.
There you go, collectivizing again.
There I go.
Thank you, Lumpy, for the call tonight. I appreciate hearing from you. The toll-free number here is 855-450 free like freedom. And you can call in and sound really good like that if you're on our Discord. The Discord on-air call-in line is available to you. Just go to discord.lrn.fm. You're welcome to comment on the government school teachers or whatever's on your mind. We've got Dave Ridley on the line on Skype. Go ahead, Dave.
It just so happens that government school teachers are my topic today.
Okay. Do you hate them like Melanie hates them?
If he says yes, we're going to have to fight that out.
No, I don't hate them. There are some that might be hateful and others that might be really nice, and many are just misguided.
Right. Why not look at them as individuals and, hear their individual story and what they individually
they're
believe?
An individual that is engaging on a daily basis or 5 days a week in the Prussian system of indoctrination.
But they may be trying to fight against that. They may be working within the system to try to counter that indoctrination, and you don't know until you actually talk to them and
I know
learn
what
about
their
them.
behavior is.
No, you don't. You're not in their classroom. You don't know anything about their behavior.
She knows what they're getting paid to do, and she doesn't care what they think about it.
She knows what the job description is, but that's about it. Anyway, Dave, go ahead.
The first person I can remember welcoming to New Hampshire was a government school teacher.
Huh, okay.
They knew exactly what I was, everything about me, basically.
Was that what you're calling to tell us?
No. I was calling to talk about something that's related to government school teachers, and then that is one of the sort of little graces of New Hampshire, little charms, if you want to call it that, is this large number of small grassroots organizations we've got that sort of watchdog the government. Many of them were already here before the Free Staters.
Yep.
One of them is right-to-know-nh.com. And they're proving a good source for a lot of different kinds of information. But one thing that caught my eye today was that they are pushing a bill, which again, a bill is not necessarily a good way to solve a problem, but they are, as long as they're pushing it, I might as well take advantage of the chance to talk about the issue that it raises. And that is these closed government meetings where they say, well, we're going to discuss, we're going to go into negotiations about your money, so you can't come into the meeting.
It's pretty outrageous. I don't think any government should have closed meetings, but you've certainly run into them, and there's footage up all the time over at your channel on YouTube, RidleyReport.com, for folks to go and check out. Hey, thanks, Dave, for the call tonight. I appreciate it. There's more on the way. You can bring up whatever's on your mind here. This is Free Talk Live. Join us.
1 out of 4 people listening to my voice right now could die from heart disease. This could be your last year, and you don't even know it because you don't know the early warning signs. If you think you're safe because your cholesterol levels are normal, think again. again because studies show that 75% of heart attack patients also had normal cholesterol levels. Let me introduce you to Strauss Heart Drops, a world-famous heart and brain formula made in Canada. It's time-tested and will give you clinical results in 90 days or your money back. Learn more at scienceofheartdisease.com. They are shipping free this month.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Is Free Talk Live. You can join us right here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom, 855-450-3733. And you can Skype in at Skype username LRN.FM. And we got the Discord on-air call-in line, which you can utilize. Discord.lrn.fm will get you there, and just join the on-air call-in line. Which I'm going to have to remove Lumpy from that because he hasn't left. You got to exit the call-in line when you're done with it. That way other people can get in there because we've got a restriction, and the restriction there is only one person on the line at any given time because it's super difficult to take more than one person on a digital calling method because there's no way to individually adjust each person's levels. So if one person is really low and the other person is loud, there's no way for us to even that out, and that makes for bad radio. So that's why we do one person at a time. The toll-free number here again, 855-450-FREE like freedom. As we continue, let's go to someone calling themselves VPO, calling from Hudson Valley, New York. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, VPO.
Hey there, guys. How you doing? Before I get into what I say, can I do my own Free Talk Live intro for you guys? You're going to love it. You're going to love it. It goes something like this.
Yeah, go.
Free Talk Live, Free Talk Live, Free Talk Live, Free Talk Live, Free Talk Live.
You're right. I loved it.
I was waiting for wacky, wavy, inflatable, arm flailing tube men to wind up, just jumping out there.
Now, why are you calling yourself VPO, caller? What is that all about? Because you sound a lot like a guy that we know named, or that's a caller of the show sometimes called Dave in New York.
Because I am pissed off because a Camgirl who I follow on Twitter, she flagged one of my YouTube videos because in her description, because she's on many vids, I want clips, and so on and so forth.
Hold on, slow down. You're way too excited here. I want to just slow this down.
Of course he's excited. He's talking about Camgirl.
He called about this girl last time, and it's been a few weeks, if not several weeks, 2 months or something like that since he last called. And he was all in a tizzy about this Camgirl back then. So what you're saying is you, who are Dave in New York, not VPO. I don't know what that's all about.
So what's this girl's Twitter handle?
Hold on. You, Dave, you made some kind of video about this Camgirl who you're really into and you want attention from, but you're mad because she's not giving you attention or something like that. You can correct me in a moment.
How do you know that she's the one who... Does YouTube tell you who
that was going to be my
videos?
question. How did you know?
I don't think that they do.
Because I made a video, calling her out and stuff, and on one of her descriptions, she posts like her stuff on ManyVids, IWantClips.com, and so on and so forth. The title it was called "Coming in Leggings," blah blah blah. Her name is Cher Azor. The description she wrote, check this out. She wrote, "Don't you wish you could maybe come this hard? A loser like you will never have a chance to touch a sexy woman like me."
Hold on. Now, wait a minute. Wait.
There's lots of women that would say that on the internet.
Where was it that she wrote this message to you? Because if somebody flags a video on YouTube, as I understand it, that doesn't allow them to send a message to the video holder. That's just a message to YouTube saying this is an offensive video, it violates your terms of service, it violates your community guidelines or standards or whatever. It doesn't allow you to type in an angry message or even a nice message to the person whose video you're being flagged. So where did this message ostensibly from the Camgirl appear?
It's on her ManyVids.com. She's on ManyVids. The title is called "Coming in Leggings," whatever. And the
I don't know what. Look, we don't need to talk about titles or where people are doing things or whatever. But in the video description, you're saying she made a comment that you believe was directed at you in one of her video descriptions.
It was directed towards men in general, and she goes. Yeah, it was directed towards men in general.
Okay.
And I got pissed. I got pissed off about it, and so I made a video about it on YouTube.
And that's what. Hold on. So the video that you made about her video, where she says, "You men, you're not going to be able to ever touch a beautiful woman like me."
No. The title was this. It was called "A Loser Like You." That she's calling
men losers.
And you
believe that was directed at you?
No, it wasn't. It was directed towards men in general.
But that does not mean that she flagged your video. That means that she has lots of...
Yes, she did flag it.
How do you know it was her?
It was on... Because I had put it on because when you upload a video, you can put it on Twitter, Facebook, and she saw on her, because she's following me on Twitter, and she saw.
She's following you on Twitter.
Yes.
The Camgirl is following you on Twitter. All right, so what's your Twitter handle, Dave?
My Twitter handle is HVGuy313.
HV as in Hudson Valley, HV Guy 313. And you're saying if we go and we look at the list of followers that you have, that we're going to find a Camgirl. What's her name?
Cher Azor. CHERAZUR.
And you believe she is following you on Twitter and that she targeted one of your videos for takedown on YouTube because you said things about her that she didn't like.
Correct. I know that she's following me on Twitter because we talk all the time.
She talks with you on Twitter. Now, is that because you're hiring her for services?
I mean, are you paying her? Because it's
her handle is called MISSCHERAZUR.
Okay, so I believe that she's following you and talking to you on Twitter if you're paying her, because that's what she does for a living.
Are you paying her when you have the conversations with her on Twitter?
No, I am not, because I'm broke. I'm unemployed.
Why is she spending her time talking with you then?
Because I've been talking to her, because she knows I have bipolar and so on and so forth. And so we've been talking for the past several months and so on. And then, I go on one of her ManyVid sites and I see that the description says, "A loser like you." And so I made a video about it because, she's calling men losers. And when we were talking about it on Twitter and, onto the direct messages.
She's only calling some men losers.
Dave, does it surprise you that a cam girl thinks that unemployed men are losers?
Yeah, because, she was saying, "Oh, you have no respect for sex workers, blah, blah, blah,"
Well, do you have respect for sex workers?
Some of them, not really. Some I do, some I don't. I mean, because she's saying... because,
well, why should she respect you if you don't respect her?
Because, why is she doing,
I mean, at least she has
porn?
a job. I mean, I feel like she's the one who kind of merits more respect in this situation.
Dave, how come you don't let people comment on your videos?
I actually do have let them comment.
You turn commenting on?
Yeah, people can comment on.
What's your current YouTube channel? Because you've got like 6 of them. I don't know which one's the current one.
I have like 3 or 4 of them. They're called just Dave G and so on. And
what's the number one channel?
And so on is not going to help us find the.
What's the number one channel? What do you want our listeners to go and check you out at, so they can hear your rambling, repetitive, insane videos?
I have to. It's called. I don't really have. It's not really called like a number. It's just called. Dave G. It's
Dave G.
You are the worst
I will
self-promoter.
search for that on YouTube, and I'm looking at these 67 followers you have on Twitter, and I'm not seeing Sherazur.
So you're lying, Dave.
No, I'm not lying. It's called MISSCHERAZUR.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I'm not seeing that.
Yeah, it's also possible that she followed you as a potential client and then unfollowed you when she found out that you were on.
You didn't have any money.
I just don't think that
Dave doesn't like it when you say he's on welfare.
Being welfare and living in your mom's basement is not a job at all.
No.
Real or otherwise.
I am not living in my mom's. I am not living in my mom's basement.
Okay, well, you were 2 years ago.
He was living. No, he was living at an abused women's shelter.
2 years ago, he was living in his mom's basement. According to what he said.
Yeah, well,
oh, really? What about the women's shelter? What was up with that?
Yeah.
Maybe that was 5 years ago.
I was there from 2011. I was there from 2011 until the end of April of last year.
There you go. So he was in an abused women's shelter. He has yet to explain why he was living in an abused women's shelter or why an abused women's shelter would allow him in. And he was being very coy about his actual YouTube channel, which is Hudson Valley Guy 1. That's Hudson Valley Guy and the number 1. If you would like to watch Dave on his channel,
for some reason,
yell at...
I just don't think that doing porn is a real job.
All right, hold on. Let's talk about that.
It's more of a job than what you've got.
Hold on. More coming up.
I've said it many times on air, and I'll say it here. The New Hampshire Liberty Alliance is one of the most important organizations for freedom in the world. New Hampshire is ground zero for freedom, and the NHLA is the best organization at promoting effective liberty activism. This ad is sponsored by Free Talk Live, and I, Mark Edge, am a lifetime member because I believe in the NHLA. Please check them out at nhliberty.org. Not everyone can move right now, but you can support the cause. Donate top cryptocurrencies or old-fashioned U.S. dollars, nhliberty.org. Visit their website and see what they're all about, nhliberty.org.
Cryptocurrencies are successful because of good technology. The liberty-loving voluntarists who founded Zencash in 2017 took the best tech, like zero-knowledge anonymity and decentralized autonomous organizations, and are creating a secure platform for money, messages, and media that can be sent to anyone, anywhere in the world. Zencash is a cryptocurrency dedicated to peace, anonymity, and decentralization. Find out more at zencash.com. That's zencash.com.
You've seen crazy diets to lose weight.
At GCN Team, our healthy body weight loss system simply neutralizes the body, bringing down cravings. It has been proven that nutritional deficiencies drive appetite for carbs, sugars, and fats. Lose weight the easy way. Find us at gcnteam.com or call 877-878-4203. Fighting cravings is a fool's game. Give the body what it needs to be satisfied. Again, 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203.
Frustrated trying to get business capital? Want to take the slow process and rejection out of the equation? GCNloans.com removes the slow, irritating approval process. Instead, get quick, simple funding. Powered by David Allen Capital, 80% of our pre-qualified clients are approved in days. Pre-qualify at GCNloans.com and get your money this week. It's that easy. GCNloans.com. That's GCNloans.com.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Did you know that Free Aid is a mutual aid, educational, and networking organization? At Free Aid, we support volunteers who provide first aid. We do outreach to the public about health and safety, and we bring together medically skilled freedom lovers. Free Aid is made possible by your generous support. Donors can receive great gifts like first aid kits, t-shirts, silver dime cards, and hoodies. The Free Aid Silver Dime Card Project is sponsored in part by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage, Freedom's Phoenix, and Don't Tread on Meme. Visit fr33aid.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
It's Free Talk Live. Dial on in here toll free at 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We do have Skype, and the Skype username is LRN.FM. Here in the studio with you tonight, you've got Ian,
Melanie,
and Darryl.
We're talking with Dave in New York. He's angry, as he always is. I don't think Dave has ever called the show.
Well, he has lots of time to be angry.
Because he doesn't have a job, you mean?
Yes.
I don't think he's ever called the show when he's not angry about something.
And that's actually one of the tweets that he's upset about this Camgirl, where she replies to him, maybe you get a real job and stop living off my taxes.
She actually did reply to him.
Oh, I'm looking at her tweets and replies, and she's got at least 3 replies to him within the last 4 hours.
All right. Wow. Okay, so she does talk to you, Dave. I was a little in disbelief that a Camgirl would actually spend her time replying to you.
So he tweets at her, quoting, "My paying customers come first," and he posted a response on YouTube. She responded, "They can check my Pornhub stuff for free."
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then he posts a quote, a screenshot of a quote that says, "A loser like you," a response, something, something. That's when she responds, "Maybe get a real job, stop living off my taxes."
Zing. What do you think about that, Dave?
Yeah, because I'm always looking for work. I recently applied to I don't know if you guys heard of them called.
No. People have offered you a job, and you said that you would not take it because it was too much money and you would lose benefits.
And Instacart. It's called Instacart. It's a food delivery service. Instacart.
Yeah. What's that?
I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but like I applied, so no, I'm just waiting back on the application, blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't think that doing porn is.
You haven't had a
real
job in
You're
years.
living off of this woman's money doing porn. She's making money doing porn, and you're living off of her money, claiming for years on end that you're looking for a job.
When was the last time you had a job?
Porn is a hobby, not a real job.
If you make money, it's a job.
Well,
you have a
according
hobby.
to a tweet he sent in response to the Camgirl saying get a real job, he says, I've been looking since 2013.
Yeah, 2013. No, that
You're
is
doing
ridiculous.
something wrong. Yeah, if you can't find a job, you're doing something wrong. As far as
And you could find a job because I know for a fact that people have offered you jobs.
seriously though, people have actually offered
Yes.
him jobs, or just
at
to
least
say
one
they've
person,
offered him a
at least
job.
one person.
Okay.
Yeah, because I can't, because you can only make so much money per month,
Yeah,
or whatever,
because
that kind
the
of
purpose
thing.
of a job is to get off benefits and have a job,
So
not
you wanna-
to keep benefits.
You want to stay on welfare, is what you're saying, Dave?
Not really, but I'd like to do something with my life. But I'm just saying that doing porn isn't considered a real job.
Being on welfare
it
is not
is.
a real job, but
It's-
porn actually is. Though.
Porn is a lot of people are independent contractors. They are professionals who get paid, but not like a job where you have to show up 9 to 5, on a certain schedule, but they get a certain shoot schedule for
self-employment, basically.
Yeah. So it's not exactly a job; it is a profession, right? Like it's a thing that
I mean, she
people do.
supports herself and you. So I mean, I don't know how you're insulting this woman.
I'm sorry, what was your name again? Would you consider doing
Melanie.
porn?
No, I would not, but I have a job, unlike you.
Yeah,
Dave, how about
hold
you?
on,
Hold on. Just
you work
because.
for Free Talk Live.
Hold on.
Okay, no,
Dave.
this is not a job. This is a hobby.
Hey Dave,
my
I hear
job
they're
is accounting.
I hear they're hiring fluffers on the local porn set there. Do you want to go take a job?
I would not, put myself in that position to doing porn because whatever you
Yeah,
put
you
out there
would.
on the internet.
Yeah, you would.
No,
What
I
if-
wouldn't. No,
what
I
if
wouldn't,
it was $1
because
million
No, but you
dollars?
put out on the internet that you've turned down jobs because they were too much money.
What if it was $100,000, Dave, to do one porn shoot?
Listen. Because when you
Wait a minute,
if I were to
Dave.
do
What if
porn-
it was
listen.
what if it was $100,000 cash, and you got to have sex with Miss Cher Azur, your favorite cam girl?
How much is she getting paid?
Doesn't matter. I'm just telling Dave. What if it was that much
I'm just
money?
trying to figure out if she would actually consent to this.
Well, the girls usually make more in porn. But anyway, Dave, if it was $100,000, would you turn your nose up at it?
So you're asking me if I got paid, if someone were to give me $100,000, would I have to give some of it to Miss Cher Azur?
No. It's all
No,
yours.
No, that's your
They're
question.
also paying her, so
But you have to do a
you
porn
get to
shoot.
take home $100,000.
You have to do a porn shoot for the $100,000.
Oh, no, because whatever you put out there on the internet, you can never get back.
Wow, I'm surprised. What if it was $1 million, Dave? $1 million.
There's a lot of people who have a lot more respect
Cash.
for porn stars than they do for you for the stuff you've put out on the internet, though.
$1 million in cash.
Now, would you ever do porn?
No,
You are
but I have
deflecting
a
the
different
question.
job. Would you ever
If
get a
somebody's
job?
offering me $1 million and it's with Cher Azur, okay, I'm free on Wednesday.
I mean, the person who has been on welfare since 2013
Oh, probably before
does
that.
not get to take, he's admitting to 2013,
Okay.
does not get to take the high ground on who does what for a living.
Yeah, but I've been looking for work since then.
But you've had job offers, so you have not been looking for work.
When have I had a job? When have I had a job offer?
You just said that it was too much money. The job offer that you got, you just said the job offer you got was too much money, and you'd lose the benefits.
Yeah, because I can't go over a certain amount per month.
What if?
And
Hold on.
keep benefits. You can get paid a certain amount a month. You just can't get paid that and keep benefits.
What if the $1 million, Dave, was off the books, meaning that you could still keep collecting your welfare payments and you got the $1 million and nobody would know about it? Would you then take the porn job?
No, because like I said, because if you put stuff out there, you can't get it
Okay,
back.
but it's not like porn or no job at all. Like that's not the options. It's porn, any other job, or no job at all. And you're choosing out of those millions of options, no job at all.
How about this one? How about phone sex operator? Because in that case, you don't actually have to be known. Nobody knows who you are. You just have to talk to horny guys on the phone, And you know,
just yell at him and keep repeating himself.
Some people might be into that. I don't know. I mean,
so getting paid to talk to horny guys on the phone?
Yeah.
No.
Not even for
Okay, what
$1,000
about
an hour.
any other job on earth besides porn? Could you look into one of those? Any job other than porn? Could you
Pizza
look into one of
delivery
those?
guy. Fry cook at McDonald's.
Nobody wants
deliver car parts or something. You work in a car dealership or something.
Okay, go do that then.
I'm looking for it, but I'm just saying that
He's not looking that hard.
Flagged one of my videos.
You're not looking that hard, Dave.
You know
How
what?
many
I don't
jobs?
care if she did, but
Hold
I
on.
don't believe that she did.
I'm about half a second away from flagging your videos.
I want to know, Dave, how many jobs did you apply for in the last week?
I've applied to about 5.
Really? In the last week?
Yes.
Name them.
Stewards. It's a. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Stewards.
Sounds like a strip club.
No, Stewards. It's you go, you buy milk, get gas.
Okay,
it's
4
an ice
more.
cream store. Some local pizza places.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, and a few others. So I'm just saying that I'm always looking for. I want a job that also pays cash.
Well, it's hard to find that.
Okay, you're not gonna find a lot of off the books work in New York.
Go to Home Depot and then
Day
stand
labor?
outside with a sign that says, "I'll help you build stuff."
I mean, you're putting a lot of qualifications on this when the fact of the matter is you can find a job. You just can't find a job to your liking
I
that
want
allows
stuff
you
that
to
pays
also keep the
cash,
benefits.
and the hours are from
So
noon
you
to
want me to go to
2
Home
on
Depot?
Tuesdays.
You guys want me to go to Home Depot with a sign outside that says "I'll help you build stuff." What about how about a sign that says "I'll help you load stuff into your car"?
Either way, anything that
No,
pays
they've got
money
Home Depot
for honest
employees
work.
for that.
What?
They've got Home Depot employees to help load stuff into cars. If you're going to have somebody at Home Depot hire you, they have to take you off-site, and then you do something for them there.
I
Like
don't
help
have
build
any
the swing
construction
set.
experience. I don't have any construction
Good point.
experience.
You don't want to hire Dave. He's not going to be helpful. He's going to F things up on the job site. Why is it that you don't?
Not really.
Was there a business that you applied for a job that they actually got back to you and you got an interview? Has that happened to you?
Yeah. Last year when you guys have Target in the mall. It's a Target.
I'm aware of Target.
Yeah, they were having walk-in interviews last November, and they never hired me. They were having walk-in interviews for 2 days. I never got hired.
You couldn't even get hired during the Christmas season?
Dave, have
At
you
Target.
have you
Jesus.
gotten any job offer since 2013 at any job?
Because I can't go
okay, so
over
was
a
that
certain-
yes? Yes?
You did say yes. Yeah.
Okay, so then that means you are not looking for a job. You are looking for a specific kind of job
He's
that
being
meets
picky.
your standards.
He's being picky.
And for someone who has not had a job since 2013, that is not acceptable behavior from a human being.
I'm saying,
Wasn't
Dave.
wasn't this call about Miss Cher Absorb?
It was, but now we're done with you. Thanks for the call tonight. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. That's Hudson Valley Guy 1, the number 1 on YouTube. He used to have like 1,600 videos on his channel, and then he went in a few years ago and deleted them all. So he's been adding, though, recently. He's got several of them there. If you love repetitive videos by a crazy man, check him out. More coming up.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online. And I found it.
What now, Marge?
It's buysellmakeoffer.com.
Never heard of it.
It's a brand new company. That's why you've never heard of it. It's the newest and best way to sell any products online. I did all the research.
Sell my car?
Yes.
Our home?
Yep.
My golf bag?
Your golf clubs. All of them.
How about your purse collection hoard?
Hey, now.
You said any product.
Right. I did. We get 30 days free.
Really?
Packages starting from only $9.95. And buysellmakeoffer.com will never charge item fees ever. Never. And this is cool. Listen to this. You can even use Skype or video to show your items.
That's cool.
Yes. All we have to do is go to the website, sign up, and then load our stuff to sell. I love this site.
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. You got it?
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. Better selling, better buying.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com. The three most important things you can do for Free Talk Live are: 1, share one episode a week on Facebook or in some other social networking site. 2, buy the things you buy online through shop.freetalklive.com. 3, give $5 a month to the AMP program. It's my firm belief that Free Talk Live's AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented organizations. Support all the organizations you love, but make sure you give $5 a month to AMP at amp.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Darryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, February 12th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.42 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,319 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $36, and the average price of Bitcoin is $8,729. Antiwar.com reports diplomacy at the Winter Olympics has been an event covered like no other, and while some media outlets are in awe at the amount of progress that, by most accounts, has been made between North and South Korea, there are a lot of naysayers casting doubt on whether it amounts to anything. The official U.S. position has been to simultaneously downplay the talks and make some fairly high-profile efforts to undermine them. That seems to have been picked up by a lot of analysts as gospel truth. The historic visit by a North Korean delegation that includes both the parliamentary president and the sister of Kim Jong-un, handshakes, talks, and an invitation to South Korean President Moon to visit North Korea have all been shrugged off by many as some sort of combination of a North Korean trick to undermine U.S. interest, and one official insists it will fail. Yet, with South Korea's government committed to diplomacy and the U.S. interest seemingly just being hostility towards diplomacy, it's hard to see how the U.S. can be a practical obstacle to progress. It seems hard to deny that diplomatic progress is being made on the Korean Peninsula.
Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spend-A-Bit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spend-A-Bit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today.
UPI reports Purdue Pharma, maker of the prescription drug OxyContin, announced it is decreasing its sales staff and will no longer market opioid drugs to doctors. The pharmaceutical company said it will cut its sales force by more than 50%, leaving about 200 people remaining in the department. Purdue Pharma said in a statement, "We have restructured and significantly reduced our commercial operation and will no longer be promoting opioids to prescribers." Purdue head of medical affairs, Monica Korsinski, said the company also plans to run all questions through its medical affairs department as part of its efforts to support responsible opioid use. Korsinski wrote in a letter to prescribers, "Effective Monday, February 12, 2018, our field sales organization will no longer be visiting your offices to engage you in discussions about our opioid products. Requests for information about our opioid products will be handled through direct communication with the highly experienced healthcare professionals that comprise our medical affairs department." The restructuring comes amid lawsuits filed by attorneys general in Ohio, Alabama, and Washington, who allege Purdue Pharma has exacerbated the opioid drug addiction crisis through its sale and marketing of OxyContin. The lawsuit says Purdue misled prescribers and the public by marketing opioids as a safe substitute for non-addictive pain medications such as ibuprofen and contributed to an increase in heroin use. Purdue vigorously denies any misconduct, saying it has consistently followed the CDC's opioid guidelines, including not recommending opioids as a first option.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
Reuters reports a federal investigation into the death of a U.S. Border Patrol agent in Texas has found no evidence that he was attacked, as President Donald Trump suggested at the time, but may have died from a fall, according to an internal federal agency memo. The message from Kevin McAleenan, acting head of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, to his staff said an exhaustive probe into the death of Agent Rogelio Martinez was still underway, but had not yet turned up any signs that he was the victim of a crime. McAleenan wrote in the memo, "We do not know all the answers at this time. However, according to the FBI, currently none of the completed interviews, locations searched, or collected and analyzed evidence have produced evidence that would support the existence of a scuffle, altercation, or attack." Stephen Garland, another agent who survived, was with Martinez about 130 miles southeast of El Paso, Texas on November 19th when they suffered head injuries and broken bones. Garland's injuries have left him unable to recall the incident.
You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com.
This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
The American robin heralds the beginning of spring in temperate climates across North America. Its red breast makes it easily identifiable as the most disturbingly efficient murderer in the animal kingdom. Robins inculcate their young with these twisted maws. We see an adult robin feeding its young with the ripped-apart viscerae of an innocent worm. Like the Greek hero Atreus eating the flesh of his children at his own table, this black deed must surely curse the entire species. Even the most depraved acts of humanity pale in comparison to the robin's wickedness. Like idiot rapists, they commit their foul deeds with neither foresight nor hindsight. They live entirely in the present. Living beyond space and time, their god is the awful seething maelstrom of chaos at the center of the unfeeling universe.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, and you can join us here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Boy, where were we? We ended up talking with Dave in New York for a good chunk of the show there. The crazy guy who calls and, well, he wasn't as repetitive on our phones tonight because we asked him a bunch of questions and sort of threw him off his game, but if you actually were to go and look at his Twitter or his YouTube channel, you will see a lot of repetition.
He's got a Periscope channel too.
Yeah, look out for Dave there.
If you're just 6-minute video about cucumbers.
However, if you are just tuning in here tonight, you don't know what we're talking about because you are just tuning in, and I want to welcome some of our listeners who only get this hour of the show, which includes our new listeners in Chattanooga, Tennessee, to News Radio 1150 WGOW AM. I want to say welcome aboard. That is a big talk station there in the Chattanooga area, and WGOW AM is carrying the show 7 nights a week. You get an hour on weeknights. You get all 3 hours of us live on Saturday and Sunday. So welcome aboard. Also, the WGOW is interesting because it has an FM side, but they have different programming on the FM. So we'll be welcoming them on Saturday night because they are the only show they get of ours on the FM side is the Saturday show live. So anyway, welcome aboard. If you're in Chattanooga, you probably have already figured out that Free Talk Live, if you've listened before, you figured out that Free Talk Live is different than your typical talk radio program. 1, we're libertarians, like real libertarians. 2, we actually do open phones all the time. So unlike those talk shows where it's an hour of open phones once a week, no.
And then they take a call.
One call. Yeah, and we do it all the time, every single week, every single night here on Free Talk Live, 3 hours a night from 7 to 10 at night Eastern Time. Those are our live hours. If you're not listening live, then you can always call in live when we're live, and then you can hear yourself later on your favorite radio station. So, it's Ian, Melanie, and Darryl in the studio here tonight. Earlier in the show, we were talking about some really bad behavior on the part of school bureaucrats, specifically telling students that they have to agree to dance with a person who asks them to dance. Now, I misunderstood the story initially, and I thought it was only being told to the girls at the school, but it turns out that everyone must say yes when asked to dance at a certain school. It's either a specific school or a district of schools in Utah. And that was the story that we actually opened the show up with, which led to a larger discussion about a teacher that in Alabama was convicted and sentenced to 3 years in prison for having consensual sexual relations with more than one student, apparently, and the students were over the age of consent in this particular case. But there's a law in the state of Alabama that says that it is illegal for specifically school staff to have any kind of sexual contact with students, even if it's not at the same school, even if it's a completely different county away from the school in question. But she's basically saying this isn't unconstitutional.
If the student is under the age of 19.
Correct. She's basically saying that's unconstitutional, that's discriminating against the school employees as opposed to other people in their jobs. If you have a boss, for instance, who's having sex with an underworker, that would be completely legal in Alabama, whereas school teachers...
And, I think a better example, instead of just your boss,
somebody else's
anyone
boss
who has a management role.
Yeah. That's how absurd this would be if it were applied across
So, like
the
a
board.
20-year-old guy that's a shift supervisor at Starbucks couldn't then, still keep dating his 18-year-old girlfriend that's in high school.
That would be how ridiculous it would be if that law were applied across the board as it is being applied to the school employees. And so that's why a district court agreed with the former teacher in this case and said this is an unconstitutional law. The state is appealing it, and so that's why they're going to the state court of appeals. Her name in this case, she's now in her 30s, but Darryl, you said you looked at a different story, and apparently she did this act in her early 20s.
I must be thinking about a different teacher then.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because there have been a couple of stories recently about teachers
in Alabama.
I think in Alabama. But the story that I'm thinking of specifically, there was the 22-year-old teacher that had a relationship with an 18-year-old student.
Parker and her husband, both Pickens Academy teachers at the time, were arrested in March of 2016. Yeah, so that she would have been like 30 or 29.
Yeah.
Charlie Parker was accused of having sexual contact with a 16-year-old male student 13 times between October of 2014 and a few days before her arrest. She was charged with engaging in sex with another 16-year-old student at his home the following June for encounters that allegedly occurred before the incidents involving the other so-called victim. Her husband, James Jamie Franklin Parker III, age 33, was accused of having sexual contact with a former female student 6 times between December 2014 and May of 2015. He pleaded guilty and has a sentencing date set for June. She taught elementary school classes, computer classes, physical education, and was the head coach for the girls' basketball team. Her husband taught math, was the boys' head basketball coach, and the Student Government Association sponsor. So how is it that she's is this like maybe they're in a school where there's a large age range of students because she's teaching elementary school, but she's having sex with 16-year-old students? I know I went to school where it was age 4th grade through 12th grade. So there are schools like
this
that.
This is a private school.
Oh, right.
And a lot of times private schools only have a building.
They have a large age range in those cases, is what you're saying.
So you've got, all of the 1st through 4th graders in one side of the building and, the middle schoolers in another part of the building, high schoolers in another part.
Now, one of the things that makes this story particularly unusual is that both she and her husband were apparently involved in sexual activities with teenage students. Normally, it's like the husband or the wife is shocked and surprised.
Right.
Were they doing this together? I mean, or were they both separately having sex secretly with students, or did they both know that they were each having sex with the students?
Well, if I had some time, I could scroll through the 81-page court docket that they have posted here on AL.com.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth that much research. It was just sort of an open question. It's an unusual case because of that.
Now, I did wind up finding the details on the 22-year-old teacher.
Was this also Alabama?
This was Connecticut.
Okay.
So 22-year-old former student teacher. So she wasn't actually a teacher.
She was assistant.
No, so before you actually become a full-fledged teacher and graduate with your teaching degree, you have to do like a semester of internship, basically.
Yeah, you like
they
sit
call
in the class,
a student teacher. So she was a student teacher and track coach.
Which means she was young on the
22.
Scale. Right, yeah.
Began having a relationship with an 18-year-old student who was in one of the classes that she had been a student teacher in, but the relationship began after her tenure or term of student teaching stopped.
Right.
So she was no longer in any kind of, supervisory
role of authority
here.
So what happened to her? She went to prison?
That relationship ended, or rather began at the end of December. According to the police report, the sexual encounters took place at the young woman's home in New Britain from December 25th through January 11th. Both the 18-year-old and the former teacher told police that it was the student who initiated the relationship. Former teacher told the police, quote, the victim was kind to her, according to an affidavit. Now, again, this is an affidavit, so it's probably through a lawyer, and the lawyer changing stuff.
And how old was the so-called victim?
18.
18.
So 4-year age difference here.
That is not a victim. That is not a victim at all. I mean, look, the dude or girl or whoever the 18-year-old was initiated the contact. It was after the fact of this person being their teacher in a supervisory role, but yet presumably she got found guilty and sentenced to something.
The story here is that she was charged. Again, this
is okay.
Less than a month.
Oh, this is
it's
fresh.
Barely a month.
This is fresh. Okay.
January 11th was when that relationship ended.
The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's the number you can join us at here. You can also call us on Skype at Skype username LRN.FM or join the Discord on-air call-in line. Go to discord.lrn.fm if you want to jump in there. Your thoughts on inappropriate contact with students
Court
or
date
not.
March 1st.
There's more coming up here on Free Talk Live.
I got my Blink home security system delivered right to my door. I downloaded the app and it walked me right through the easy setup. Even with my complicated router system, I was done in like 10 minutes. Now it notifies me whenever something moves in front of the wireless cameras, or I can just check it whenever I want right from my phone. And I got you a deal. Get 3 Blink cams for what the other guys charge you for 1, plus an extra 10% off. Visit blinkprotect.com/FTL. blinkprotect.com/FTL. blinkprotect.com/FTL.
What's more profitable, running your business or doing bookkeeping? Doing your business, of course, but you want to keep your books so that you can maximize your tax savings, right? What if I told you that there's a person that's a bookkeeper, accountant, and law school graduate that's also a hardcore libertarian?
My name is Melanie Johnson, and I hate the state. I will aggressively help you to minimize your tax exposure and maximize profits, all while staying within the law.
Melanie's your best choice for your taxes and bookkeeping needs. Go to tax.freetalklive.com and check out our website, tax.freetalklive.com.
The Bitcoin.com wallet is a simple and powerful full-featured Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Core wallet that allows you to send and receive either currency with anyone, anywhere in the world. Download the Bitcoin.com wallet for easy and secure access to your Bitcoin Cash. It's perfect for beginners, and the Bitcoin.com wallet makes using and holding Bitcoins easy. No logins are required. The Bitcoin.com wallet is available for Android, iOS, Windows, Mac, and even Linux. Learn more at Bitcoin.com.
Cryptocurrencies are successful because of good technology. The liberty-loving voluntarists who founded Zencash in 2017 took the best tech, like zero-knowledge anonymity and decentralized autonomous organizations, and are creating a secure platform for money, messages, and media that can be sent to anyone, anywhere in the world. Zencash is a cryptocurrency dedicated to peace, anonymity, and decentralization. Find out more at zencash.com. That's zencash.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar. and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agorist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agoristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agorist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agoristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agoristhosting.com.
Did you know you can watch Free Talk Live during our live show 7 days a week from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern via our studio cams at cam.freetalklive.com? Plus, you can chat with other listeners while you watch, all totally free. Now that our live video stream is hosted by YouTube, our video archives will be online even faster, so be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen, watch, and chat all free at cam.freetalklive.com. That's cam.freetalklive.com.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Ovaltine. Give your kids the nutrition they need to be their best. Visit us at ovaltineusa.com. Telling your child about healthy food choices is important, but showing her what to eat goes a lot further. Have her help create the grocery list, then bring her to the store with you. Picking out healthy foods together helps kids get in the habit of thinking about what they're eating every day. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live. You can bring up what you want here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. You may Skype into the show. Skype username here is lrn.fm, and also Discord. You can join us there at discord.lrn.fm. With you in the studio here tonight, it's Ian,
Melanie,
and Darryl.
We're talking about some things school-related, specifically in this case, the story out of Alabama about a teacher, two of them, actually. We learned later on in the story that her husband was also charged with having sex with a student. Well, actually, not necessarily one of their students. The teacher, the female teacher, was actually an elementary school student, but she was having sex with 16-year-olds.
She was an elementary teacher, not elementary student.
Sorry, thank you. Yes, elementary teacher.
There were no elementary school students involved.
That's correct. But the 16-year-old so-called victims here were involved. And imagine that somebody spilled the beans a lot of the time in these stories where, as one of our chatters, Christian Anarchist in the chat room, pointed out here, that normally if when he said when he was growing up, if you managed to have sex with the teacher, you'd be awarded a medal.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But the problem is with these laws these days, as soon as somebody goes and blabs, which you can pretty much expect a teenage boy to go and do at some point, brag to his friends that he is boning the teacher, that then somebody's word's going to get around and somebody's going to get arrested.
Yep.
Let's go to your calls and thoughts, though. Also, do want to let you know about Zencash. You go to zencash.com. It was created in 2017. It's another cryptocurrency, and I know there are a lot of cryptos out there. So how do you pick the right one? Well, you look at the features, and then you look at the founders, and you'll find out that the features here include zero-knowledge anonymity, which is a big deal. That means anonymous if you want it to be. Decentralized autonomous organizations, they're doing that too, which was very, very good and successful for the Dash cryptocurrency. They've put some of the best technology together, and they've combined it with a philosophy of liberty. These are liberty-loving voluntarists who founded Zencash in 2017. You can go and learn more about it over at zencash.com. It's a cryptocurrency dedicated to peace, anonymity, and decentralization. In fact, speaking of decentralization, they've got over 6,700 secure nodes around the globe, which they say makes Zencash one of the strongest blockchains in the world. Go to zencash.com to learn more about it. As we go to Bobby in Florida, you're on Free Talk Live. Hello, Bobby, listening via the TuneIn app.
Yeah, when I was in high school,
I got sold a bag of bad groceries because when I went to the homecoming, they charged $95 per ticket. And so I just wasn't going to go. I was going to go to, because we live out here in Central Florida, and so we party in the Groves. So we were
party in the
gonna do,
Groves?
like a pre-party.
You
and
party in the
after
Orange
party.
Groves?
Yeah, and we party in the Grove.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so, that was our plan, and I was just going to do that. But one of my friends, he had a girlfriend, and his girlfriend's friend, they kind of let on that liked me or something. So, they said, he was like, told me I should ask her to go to the stupid homecoming. So I'm like, all right, I'll fucking do it.
Oh, we can't have
So
you
I
say
paid-
that on the radio. Sorry about that, but this is a radio show, so you cannot say the F word. I don't know where that story was going. He didn't get into...
To the Orange Groves.
Well, yeah, no, he sounded like they were going to go to the homecoming after originally deciding to the Orange Groves, but we don't know where that one was going to go. Maybe he can call and tell us another time.
Probably after the homecoming dance. Hey, let's go. The Orange Groves are kind of secluded.
I guess, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of
when you're a
Orange Groves.
teenager, if you're going to do any fooling around, she lives at home, you live at home, you don't want to be making noises that the parents are like, what's going on in there?
Right.
I imagine that there's not a lot of people walking around the Orange Groves at 3
In the
o'clock
middle
in
of
the
the night.
morning
No,
when
probably
prom
not.
lets out to catch you. So.
All right, so we don't know where that one was going. Anyway, toll-free number here, 855-450, free like freedom. You can bring up anything you want, but if you say the F word or the S word or a couple of C words, we got to cut you off and hit the dump button. So going on here, there's really nothing more to say on this story about the teachers, except for just sort of generally talking about it, that there's not much more in the case with the students having sex with teachers. And again, not even necessarily they were underneath those teachers. They weren't under, well, I mean, so to speak.
Not under direct supervision.
They weren't under direct supervision.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
weren't their
if
students.
it's not their teacher, there's really no argument.
So you don't think they should have gone to prison? You don't think?
Yeah, no, not for that.
What if they were
it's
their
not-
teacher?
Then it's a prison guard prisoner kind of relationship.
Do you think they should go to prison just because they were teachers?
That wouldn't bother me.
Oh, God. Yeah, so anyway, you were welcome to comment here. The toll-free number is 855-450, free like freedom. Melanie, you must have had some just really terrible teachers in Louisiana when you were a kid, because I think a lot of us at least had a couple of good teachers in the time that we were
Okay,
in
but
school.
out of how many? So you're saying a couple of them were good. That's not a really high percentage. Out of
No, it's
what are
not.
you in school for 13 years or something like that?
I would say that I probably had one or two teachers that I thought were absolutely awful.
Yep.
Probably 4 or 5 that were, they're really good.
Yeah.
And the rest were, kind of like
average,
lukewarm tater tots.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt it's a terrible system, Melanie. I'm not defending
Right, and
the
somebody
government
was
school
like, "This
system.
system is so terrible. Let me go get in that system."
Yeah, some people
And they
want to
made a
teach.
decision,
Some
8
people
hours a
want
day
to teach.
plus
Have you ever actually
5
talked
days-
to a teacher?
Yes.
Like as like another human being, like not as in
What do
a
you
class.
mean as another human
like
being?
not as you're their
because
student.
if I'm in class, I'm not a human being.
No. I mean not as their student, but as an adult
And
having
also not trying to be condescending to them of
Yes.
you're a teacher, you should die.
That's not
Yeah.
a conversation.
Yeah, you're right. That's not a conversation to tell somebody that they're awful because of the job that they've.
It also
they've
doesn't
picked.
accomplish anything unless you have a weird
Well, what are
audience.
you accomplishing then? I mean, by saying that all teachers are scum of the earth, basically.
Because there's no difference in that. Because what a lot of people, I don't know anybody's. What a lot of people need is to be
Insulted?
No.
You're
People
insulting
support the state because they don't understand what the state is.
and you're going to help them understand it by telling them that they're the scum of the earth.
I really don't
worst
think I'm going to ever convert any cops. I really don't think I'm going to ever convert any teachers.
Well, then I guess you won't then, because if you don't believe that you can, then you probably won't. But I can tell you.
But I
that-
mean, hey, I've been told conversion stories that surprise me. I don't
Yeah.
think I'm going to do that. But there's
Well, you can't
a lot of
expect
styles
it.
you have to pick from. You kind of have to pick one.
So you're okay just being the bad guy. You don't have any interest in actually trying to connect with the human beings who've chosen to be teachers in their lives.
Okay, but it's not like I can
most
just
of whom because they wanted to help people.
It's not like I can just pick, I'm going to appeal to everyone, because that's not a strategy
Do
that
you think
exists.
that your viewpoint appeals to everyone?
No one's viewpoint appeals to everyone. That's why we need lots of viewpoints and
but
lots
you're not
of different
even
strategies
trying.
that appeal to different people.
You are not even interested in appealing to a teacher. You're not interested in hearing their reasons for getting into the business.
It's the same thing with cops. If I have to choose between cops and their victims, I'm going with their victims. If I have to choose between teachers and their victims who
But you don't have
realize
to
that
choose.
But I
you can
do.
You can be kind to everybody. You can try to actually have a conversation.
The victims of the people you're being kind to.
The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. You on Melanie's side on this? Maybe you're a former teacher, you want to weigh in, or current teacher, you're certainly welcome to do so. This is Free Talk Live.
Fully cooked, ready-to-eat bacon. I'm talking thick, meaty, center-cut presidential bacon. Savory and delicious. I buy some, I use some, I store some. Awesome. No refrigeration needed with a 10-year shelf life. NASA pack technology. Bacon. Fully cooked, fully hydrated, ready to eat right from the packed bacon, or warm and served. Life-saving, ready-to-eat bacon. 10-year shelf life bacon. Ships free at fullycookedbacon.com. Fullycookedbacon.com.
Looking for that edge during those intimate moments? We see many ads for enhancement, but the side effects include death. At GCN Team, we should change the Healthy Body, Brain, and Heart Pack to the Healthy Libido Pack. The brain and heart are not the only organs that require a healthy vascular system. For proper blood flow at the right moment, go to GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Tomorrow's my big day. I'm going to go in for surgery, and hopefully you'll come along. Now, I do have to admit that I am in a bit of pain, so I'm really looking forward to this procedure. I think we're both going to find out that having surgery just isn't as scary as it sounds.
We're covering our own Jim Haggerty's kidney stone removal surgery, and his surgery is now just minutes away. So, Dr. Atka, tell us what precautions we would take to prevent us from getting kidney stones.
Always stay hydrated. Water helps the kidneys break the stuff down.
Ah, hear that, Jim? More water.
What?
More water. Maybe we should replace your coffee.
Please go away. Please. Ow, no.
That's a camera they're going to use to film the whole surgery from inside Jim's body,
yes, that's going to be pushed into Jim's urethra as well. Now, normally they wouldn't do this. This is purely for the benefit of us watching it on TV.
All right, stick with us because first he's going to pop into the children's ward to cheer up some youngsters suffering from terminal illnesses.
This is the Onion News Network.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Dial in, toll free, bring up anything that you want. Our number here is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Skype in as well. Skype username is lrn.fm, or call us on the Discord on-air call-in line at discord.lrn.fm. And if you get the choice, go ahead and use the Discord line or the Skype line over the phones, because they're generally going to sound a lot better. The dude actually who dropped the F-bomb on the air a few moments ago just called on the Discord line, and I was like, wait a minute, you're the dude who called. Sorry, dude, one call per night. We don't have a whole lot of rules on Free Talk Live, but there are a few, right? Like, you can't say the F word, you can't say certain words because FCC.
Well, those are more the FCC's rules.
Yeah, but there's still our rule, right? Like, we could let you, but then we'd lose all our radio stations eventually.
And then we would no longer be a radio show, so what's the point of any of this?
Right. And then
enjoy Arby's.
Now, that's a reference to a Twitter account, Darryl.
Yes.
Yes,
it is.
What is it? Nihilist
Arby's.
Pretty funny stuff. Be sure you check that out. But yeah, get on that Discord line there, discord.lrn.fm. And if you are looking to set up a home security system, you don't have to go through the hassle of installing one of those wired systems. You can get the Blink home security system at blinkprotect.com/FTL. That's /FTL like Free Talk Live. And you can get 3 Blink cams for what some of the other guys will charge you maybe for one of those wired cameras. It is so easy to do. You get the system, unpack it, put the batteries in, and then put the cameras where you want them, set it all up via your Wi-Fi enabled device like a tablet or a smartphone. Super easy and fast. Go and learn more about it. Get started over at blinkprotect.com/FTL. That's blinkprotect.com/FTL. Ricky is in the Commonwealth, and he is on Free Talk Live.
Thank you there, brother Ian. Good evening there, brother. Well, yeah, I'm here, brother.
You're on the air. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I've been hanging around these damn chat rooms, and I ended up getting there dropped by accident, but something horrible has happened.
No, what happened?
Well, there's good news and the bad news. The good news is they started trolling me about the damn deputy stuff, because I didn't mention it. Now, this is the good news.
About your claim that you are a deputy in the state of Pennsylvania?
Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
In the Commonwealth.
Okay, now, what happened is it was just last night, and this is the good news. Now, there's an individual on there that's a law enforcement officer. Now, those are the individuals that can find Ricky from the Commonwealth's verification. Now, it's not funny because...
It's funny when anybody talks about themselves in the third person.
It's funny when Ricky calls himself Ricky from the Commonwealth.
Yeah, but unfortunately, this whole thing ain't a laughing matter. Now,
okay, let's get serious.
Okay, that came up because that person said he was going to call New York because he's some kind of former civil servant, and he's, I guess, cushy with the New York NYPD. He's going to get me arrested.
This is the guy in a chat room.
Yeah.
You believe that this was an actual cop?
No.
No.
The cop is somebody I talked to personally off the damn chat. Now, he verified me. I got dropped. He verified me. Okay.
Hold on. Slow down. So what you're saying is you were in a chat room. People were making fun of you or trolling you because you claimed to be a deputy. And then you got kicked out of the chat room. And so a cop that you know verified you somehow. What does that mean?
He hit the databases. Now, that's the good news. Now, I didn't find out about that.
What does that have to do with you getting kicked out of a chat room?
Just don't worry about that now.
Well, I have to worry about it because I'm trying to make sense of this. You have to understand, you are a disjointed caller, and it's very hard for people to understand you. I mean, I had somebody telling me in the chat room today, Ricky, in our chat on the Discord at discord.lrn.fm, there was a character in there that calls themselves alt-right sympathies, which, of course, makes me not really, care too much what they think. But regardless, they were saying that they thought we should ban you forever because you're too hard to understand.
Yeah, well, that person probably don't speak English.
No,
do you?
Now, see, seriously, there's pedophiles on Skype. I dealt with one of them. I was verified by somebody that's law enforcement in this other situation. They weren't trolling me. It was serious. You
were verified as what? A pedophile or a law enforcement officer?
Deputy of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Now,
by the pedophile? How did pedophiles get brought up into this?
I don't know where that came from.
No, by the man that was a law enforcement officer. He's a state police.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
Was he the pedophile? You mentioned pedophiles on Skype.
There was that one chief of police who was demanding that the college girls take off their tops. Who knows,
It's not. This is not a joke. I got called by the gamers later that night because everybody heard the verification.
The gamers.
Blank is here. The gamers. They're all 13 and under 16 years old. They had to be 13, 14 years old. I got a call later, and they said blank is here.
They said what?
What? This person. I'm not going to give you his name he used on there. I questioned him in Miss Ashley's chat.
So basically, you're just being passed around from chat group to chat group like the chat group bitch.
This man's on charges already. He was brought in and released. Nobody knows why.
All right. Well, we don't either. Thanks for the call tonight. The toll-free number here, and just for the record, we don't call him. He calls us. I mean, I can't... These chat groups, I mean, they must be bored to tears if they're calling Ricky from the Commonwealth.
And this is one of the reasons I didn't want to join the Discord.
He's not on the Discord.
I thought he was.
He's come in there in the chat room, but he doesn't actually talk, and he claims he can't make his Windows phone work in the voice chat rooms.
He probably can't make his Windows phone work.
Right. Well,
period. End of sentence.
He claims he's an expert at Windows phones or whatever, and he can't even make it work. And so the chat room, the Discord, has been making fun of him for that over the last several weeks. Anyway, you can go and join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm, where they're talking about all kinds of stuff in there. So check that out. All right. So, God, Darryl, you were going to share something with us here tonight. I know that. I just don't remember.
Just the tip.
Something about tipping.
Yeah, so there's a story, and the headline here is, here's how this thing resolved. And I was like, what? I had no clue that this became a story.
Okay.
So I'm going to jump down a little bit into this story to give the backstory before giving the actual news story. So last week, a young woman from somewhere in the Miami area, Palm Beach Gardens area, Tamlin Yoder. She did work for Outback Steakhouse. She was fired.
Yoder's an Amish name.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
Still, Palm Beach Gardens was the church involved here. She worked at an Outback Steakhouse. She decided to take a picture of a receipt for a $735 takeout order where she got $0 tip.
Damn.
Now, because she was the waitress responsible for this order, it meant that she didn't have other tables. So during her shift, she only made $18 in tips that day.
Not good.
She posts the picture of the receipt on Facebook and then wound up getting fired from her job at Outback.
Because she posted the receipt.
Yes. Along with some frustration. I don't know what was in that because the post has since been deleted.
Mm-hmm.
And the Miami Herald does not have a screenshot of it. Now, here's the update. After being fired for posting said receipt, she wound up actually getting compensated.
That made the news, right? Like that was a news story that she got fired after not getting a tip.
It's become news of waitress posts screaming rant, and here's a picture of her receipt. So the church wound up compensating her. She did not say how much, only that it totaled more than 20% of the bill. She did say a few church families came together and gave it to me. It was very heartwarming. She noted that Outback has not contacted her since she was terminated. The order in question, 25 steaks, 25 chicken dinners, and 25 sides of potatoes. Again, $735 order. The next day after posting, she was fired.
Let's talk about this because tipping is a strange custom that is confusing, I think, in a lot of ways. You're supposed to tip 15, 20% on good service at a restaurant when you're served, but I don't know if a lot of people consider takeout to be the same category of service. Do people tip on takeout? And if so, how much is the appropriate tip for a takeout?
You do for delivery.
There's more coming up here. Free Talk Live.
I've said it many times on air, and I'll say it here. The New Hampshire Liberty Alliance is one of the most important organizations for freedom in the world. New Hampshire is ground zero for freedom, and the NHLA is the best organization at promoting effective liberty activism. This ad is sponsored by Free Talk Live, and I, Mark Edge, am a lifetime member because I believe in the NHLA. Please check them out at nhliberty.org. Not everyone can move right now, but you can support the cause. Donate top cryptocurrencies or old-fashioned U.S. dollars, nhliberty.org. Visit their website and see what they're all about, nhliberty.org.
What's more profitable, running your business or doing bookkeeping? Doing your business, of course, but you want to keep your books so that you can maximize your tax savings, right? What if I told you that there's a person that's a bookkeeper, accountant, and law school graduate that's also a hardcore libertarian?
My name is Melanie Johnson, and I hate the state. I will aggressively help you to minimize your tax exposure and maximize profits, all while staying within the law.
Melanie's your best choice for your taxes and bookkeeping needs. Go to tax.freetalklive.com and check out our website, tax.freetalklive.com.
Heart disease is on the rise. Clogged arteries, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol levels may not be fully detected by you, but the symptoms are there. Loss of energy, blood sugar spikes and drops, poor circulation, and irregular heartbeat are just a few of these that can alert you that something is wrong. Hear how Heart and Body Extract is making a difference in thousands of people's lives across America.
My blood pressure has normalized. My diabetes has totally improved.
Everyone is telling me now how much healthier I look, and I'm telling everyone how much healthier I feel. I recommend Heart and Body Extract to everyone.
Anybody over 40 in the North American continent should be using this product as a preventative to keep their cardiovascular system healthy.
Order your 2-month supply today by calling 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. Or order online, hbextract.com. Heart and Body Extract, 866-295-5305 or hbextract.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com. You can get emailed announcements and participate in contests via our email updates list. Plus, we have a Twitter account that you can follow and a Facebook page where you can become a fan. So visit news.freetalklive.com to get news about Free Talk Live as soon as it's announced and the way you want it delivered at news.freetalklive.com. That's news.freetalklive.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
It is Free Talk Live. You can bring up whatever you want right here, toll free. In these remaining moments, we've got enough time for you. If you dial in at 855-450-FREE like freedom, that's 855-450-3733. Whether it's ridiculous rules for the student dance, as we found out about in Utah, or whatever happens to be on your mind. You can take control of the airwaves. Joining you in the studio tonight, it's Ian.
Melanie.
And Darryl.
And let's see. Oh, want to make sure you join us online over at freetalklive.com. We do have our Twitch channel. You can actually watch the show as we are broadcasting live here every single night. Just go to twitch.lrn.fm and you can see us there in HD quality, which our YouTube channel does not have the HD quality. So if you're looking for the best possible quality feed, then go to twitch.lrn.fm. Plus, they've got their own Twitch chat room there, although the activity is all in the Discord. It's very, very rare that people are chatting in the Twitch. So if you're in the Twitch chat room and you're feeling lonely, just drop into discord.lrn.fm. It's been hopping in there all night long. As we continue here, Darryl, you've got a story about a church group that ordered a over $700 ticket from, was it Applebee's? Where was
Outback.
it? Outback Steakhouse.
In the Miami area. It's the Palm Beach Gardens Church Christ Fellowship.
Yep.
The Miami Herald has the story, and I know that those two places aren't too terribly far away, but it doesn't give the exact location of where this Outback was.
A lady who was the server who put this order together apparently ended up getting no tip on the deal, and that led to this conversation. Well, they ended up making good. They gave her a nice tip.
They ended up making good, and she did wind up, when she was interviewed by the Miami Herald, she said, they told me they understood what was going on. They said it was not their intention not to tip, and actually gave me a list of jobs that were hiring.
How do you accidentally not tip, though? Is like, if it wasn't their intention to not tip, how do you intend to tip?
How do you
fail
accidentally
to
miss
accomplish that?
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think that most people just don't consider takeout a tippable thing. And we actually, during the break here, my roommate is in the studio, and he's a professional, a kitchen professional, or has been for a couple of decades of his life at least. And so we turned to him.
He's got a lot of restaurant experience.
Right. We turned to him and said, all right, what's the standard, right? Because if you ask somebody in hospitality, they'll tell you the way it ought to be, because they're the ones who get paid crappy pay to do this job. And, if you're a server, you live off of tips. That's how it is. And so that's why most people in the hospitality business will tell you it's not 15%, it's 20%. If it's a good service, you give 20%.
Right.
That's pretty standard. Now, he told us you don't tip on a takeout order. But he did make an exception when you explained to him that it was a $700 takeout order. He did say he would leave probably a $50
he said,
tip.
If you know that there's a wait staff that is compiling all of the food,
which you may not know.
Right. You might not, but if you see that the person bringing you the food is not somebody wearing a chef hat or some kind of chef outfit, that's a wait
might
staff.
not always be clear. And
but that doesn't mean they put it together.
I think that it's a fair assumption to think that if you're not using a waiter, then you don't have to pay for one, although that might not be the case with a $700 order. This is kind of really more on the restaurant. They took somebody who is the employee of the customers and used them for something where the customer isn't paying. So somebody got paid $18 for an entire shift.
Well, the restaurant screwed her in two ways then. They made her prepare the order, then they fired her for being upset and posting on Twitter.
She only got $18 in tips the entire day because she was so busy compiling this $735 order.
Yeah, I think that it's forgivable that somebody wouldn't tip on a takeout order, even a large one, because
although if I was ordering a grand of food, I'm going to tip on that regardless if it's takeout.
I get you, but that's the problem. Look, I support tipping. I do tip. I actually tipped on takeout today. I went and I got a Subway sandwich.
I don't necessarily tip them the full 25% or whatever, but
a couple bucks,
a couple dollars.
Yeah.
Right.
So
if I go to
for
a place,
$8 meal.
Yeah, if I go to, let's just say, a Chinese place, and I place the order and then I take the food out with me, if there's a tip jar and I've got a spare single, I'll drop a single in the tip jar.
Right. Now, look, it's been said that if you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to eat out. You should not go eat at restaurants if you are complaining about tipping. You can't afford it. And, there are other ways to eat. There are more affordable ways to eat. You can go to a grocery store and make your own food, and so on and so forth.
That's a lot cheaper.
But and I understand. I get all of the arguments against tipping. I understand them, and we don't have time to go through the laundry list of them here. But there are certain people who are against tipping, and they have all kinds of arguments of, well, it ought to be this way, it ought to be that way.
So you don't engage in that system.
Well, you don't go to the restaurant, you mean?
Which is going to the restaurant is engaging.
In this case, if there's somebody
there are people that
go to the restaurants,
are philosophically opposed, and I'm using air quotes there, philosophically opposed to tipping, but will still go to restaurants where tipping is an expected thing to happen.
And then, if you don't know that about that person,
those people should be arrested for slavery or something.
Well, they should be ostracized at the very least.
Yes.
Usually, you don't find that out until it's too late. It's like you're at the end of the meal with this person, and then they don't tip.
Because if this is really, I have no problem telling people what my philosophical beliefs are. So if this is really a strong philosophical belief you hold, you should have no problem telling the person who you're going to enslave that up front,
in
hey,
advance.
I'm not going to pay you.
Well, actually, believe it or not, there really was somebody who did that. His name was Mike Barsky, and he was an early mover here. And I don't feel bad saying his name because he made a big deal.
Because he enslaves waiters on a
He
regular?
made a big deal about this. There was a 17-page post on the NH Free forums, which you can probably go find right now if you really wanted to. And he makes all of the anti-tipping arguments there. Because the NH Free forums are where people used to hang out before there were social networking sites. So there was a long, long thread on there. And he actually did commit that when he would go out to dinner, and I witnessed him do it, that he would tell the server in advance that he wasn't going to tip them. But if I come across somebody like that, I won't eat out with them. And if I do, I feel like I'm obligated to cover their portion of the tip.
Yeah,
that they
so
won't
that would
tip.
happen one time. Yeah. I'd pay the waiter his portion myself, and then I would just not talk to that person.
Yeah.
So
let's go to your calls and thoughts here, whether it's on tipping or whatever's on your mind. We go to, he's Not Rusty, calling from Indiana, actually listening to us through Discord. Hello, Not Rusty.
Hey, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, doing great. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Well, I was just thinking this guy, Ricky from the Commonwealth, he's a pretty crazy guy, and I think that maybe we should do something with him, like get him on here IRL.
Get him on here IRL. Well, first of all, Ricky is in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I don't know how well off he is as far as traveling to New Hampshire. But if we could meet up with Ricky, would we actually want him IRL? Because we can't shut him up. You can't shut him up.
Yeah, right. You got to make sure he doesn't bring his little 45 either.
Well, in New Hampshire, it would be legal for him to have a 45. But the problem with Ricky is there's a lot of problems with Ricky. But one of the problems with Ricky is that he's incoherent. And the nice thing about having him on the phones is you can say bye-bye and disconnect at any time.
So let me ask this question.
It's a little more awkward to try to push someone out of a studio.
As the program director of LRN.FM, if Ricky in the Commonwealth made a podcast, would you put it in the podcast loop?
No, you have to be a libertarian. Or at least marginally so.
And coherent.
Yeah, and coherence helps. Yeah. Hey, Not Rusty, thanks for the call tonight. I appreciate the suggestion, though. Let's go to the Discord on-air call-in line where Oopsie Daisy is on the line. Hello, Oopsie Daisy. You're on the air.
Well, hi there. How you doing?
Hey,
we're doing well.
You playing the bongo drums or something there? What is that?
I don't know. What do you hear? Does it sound like bongo drums?
I don't know. I heard something. Anyway, what were you calling about tonight?
So I was listening to your conversation about tipping, and I'm okay. So I'm the stereotypical. I am a Jew. I'm Jewish. I'm stereotypical. I'm really cheap, and I don't like to tip unless the person is earned. To me, it feels like it should be something that is earned by going above and beyond. However, I'm Canadian. So
right. Yeah, that explains it.
They're actually paid here. When I'm in America, I do tip.
Okay.
Because I understand that they're not paid very well.
That's good. They're
actually not paid at all. Most paid stubs I've seen, the withholdings actually they get check stubs for $0.
Right, because the withholdings are based on what the tips are expected to be.
Yeah, I mean, if you live in a country where the restaurant pays the waiters, then you don't have to also pay the waiters. But if you live in a country where the customers pay the waiters and you're a customer, then you have to pay the waiters.
Canadians are notorious in the hospitality industry for being bad tippers, and that's because it's true. That's just what people say.
We don't understand.
Am I right about that, hospitality guy? Canadians bad tippers?
Are we? I'm sorry.
Non-tippers,
I
he says.
apologize
Non-tippers.
on behalf
Hey.
of us. It's because we don't understand not
Oopsie
being
daisy,
paid
we are
properly.
out of time tonight. Unfortunately, everybody decided they want to call in the last segment of the show, as it
Oopsie.
tends to go. So we'll see you tomorrow night. Online in the meantime, freetalklive.com.
Fact. The new NSA data center in Utah requires 1.7 million gallons of water every single day to operate. Billions of Fourth Amendment violations need massive computers and the water to cool them. That water is being supplied by the state of Utah. Fact. There's absolutely nothing in the Constitution which requires your state to help the feds violate your rights. Our message to Utah: turn it off. No water equals no NSA data center. Visit offnow.org.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at Bitcoin.com. That's Bitcoin.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's